Boo. What up, YouTube?
We are live.
Hi, YouTube.
All right, before we go, tonight we are giving away Simpsons memorabilia. We're giving away seeds. We're giving away custom art. Custom art right here. We are giving away that Cypress Hill piece in the background. That is a custom piece, Cypress Hill approved, right there. What else we got?
Some pins.
Some pins, a little bit of this. We're giving that away all night.
All night.
So let them know what's up, man.
So tonight, welcome to Mind Your Manners. We have a special episode for you tonight. We're going to start with, I would say everything Simpsons, but I know we're not going to get to everything Simpsons.
Yeah.
We are definitely going to talk about our favorite characters, our favorite episodes, maybe some favorite pets and other things as well. I do want to say tonight we are going to have several giveaways throughout the show. So pay attention.
Give it away now.
Exactly. Pay attention. The more involved you are, the more potential that you will be getting something special.
You want to win something good? Start watching now.
Absolutely. We
For
do
real.
want to mention our sponsors today, so we'll go ahead and talk about Insane OG.
Yeah, I gotta apologize. I kind of polished up the six-pack before. I apologize. It's just that damn good. You know what I mean?
Mind
If
your
you're a
manners.
lager drinker, this shit's bomb, dude. And it's got a little bit of the Insane OG taste to it, so it's
Insane
very good.
A little bit of that
It's
booze
very
roll.
good. And we were lucky enough to do the commercial for them. So
We did. We'll show that a little later in the night.
Oh, a little later.
Oh, you can show it now.
Well,
This
that'd
is
be a good way to intro. This is Insane OG. You might see a couple of actors that you recognize in the video.
That'd be me.
But it's a Mexican lager. We have it here.
Well, we did have it.
I still see
Oh, she got you, motherfucker.
because Joe's a little boozing it up, but maybe I'll be
Slightly.
nice and give it to him. But it's a collaboration with Sweetwater Brewing Company. It's the Be Real Remix Insane OG. It is available at 27 states nationwide. And you can go to the sweetwater.com website to find out your local vendor.
Damn, that guy was pretty handsome, I gotta say.
Look, it's Bailey.
Sorry, I'm just posting in the groups so we can get this going.
It's really good, I mean.
It really is.
Yeah. And it has that little hint of like, you're like, holy shit, if you're a smoker, like you smoke weed, when you go and smoke a blunt or a joint and you drink your beer, it tastes like that. Like
It's
you're
got like
smoking
a-
and you're drinking at the same. It tastes like it's
It
got
has
a
like-
little hint of the
Yeah,
weed
and also
to it.
like
Probably sit my fat ass
citrus
down, huh?
notes too.
Yeah, it's really good.
Citrus notes.
Mm.
We are going to do a couple of episodes on medical edibles. So if you're not following medical
It's
edibles,
good.
you can
Sorry.
follow, subscribe, hit the bell notifications for this channel because we have it on this channel. We're going to do several recipes with the Insane OG and also some infusion. So I know a lot of you will like that.
That Insane OG weed is good too.
It's
It is.
insane in
Yeah.
the membrane. It's absolutely delicious. But really pairs nicely with anything like fish. It would go well. Actually, any kind of spicy foods. It
Yeah, I
would
was gonna
go
say
really
some like
well with.
fajitas, chicken tacos.
Absolutely, it would definitely go
Really good with
away.
it, yeah,
go
yeah.
go well with Mexican food as well.
I'm a Corona guy, for the most part, and I'm not really a lager, but it's really good. I mean, I polished off 5-pack. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Some of us will have to be drinking something else. Our second sponsor is also Ashley Valentine. This is for all you gentlemen out there. Maybe you want to get something nice for your lady. The spring collection is out. This is a woman who was born, grew up in Mexico. She was inspired by the different colors of the Caribbean, and these inspired by her mom and the women in the village that worked at a clothing mill. So these are handmade clothing, very vibrant colors, as you can see here.
Good looking
I
models,
really
too.
love them all. I'm really loving that one over there. I'm sure you guys are too. But ladies, they're just looking at that for research, okay? It's just research because they're going to get these. So you can find her at Ashley Valentine Shop on Instagram, or you can check out the website at ashleyvalentine.com. And again, these are handmade clothing.
Damn, that's dope.
Got some people on the chat already, so good night.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us. And if you're a continual viewer, thank you for joining us again.
Yeah, thanks for coming back and looking at my ugly mug one more time.
Sorry guys, I'm just posting to all the social medias because
That's okay.
that's what I'm doing.
Post away. We're gonna continue here.
Can
He's
keep
Post
going.
Malone in it.
So let's start. Let's start with first memory of The Simpsons. Like
No.
what's
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, you're going.
we're gonna start. So I'm gonna start. My first recollection of The Simpsons was when I first saw it on the Tracy Ullman show.
Yeah, see, I don't remember that at all.
Some of us are a little bit older, but still looking.
Hey, I was alive. I just don't remember it.
I don't remember.
I was
it.
watching cartoons.
It was in 1987.
Even though it is a cartoon.
Some of you may not have been even alive at that point, but I have literally been watching The Simpsons all of my life. It used to be on the Tracy Ullman show, which was like a skit show. It was like
3
a
years.
skit
It started in
comedy.
'87.
Yeah.
Actually, I wrote the date down. What was it? April.
Actually 2 years before they got their own
Yes,
sitcom.
yeah. April. Where did I write it? Right. April 19th.
If you're watching on Facebook, go to YouTube.
That's where we're at.
That's where you at. You can see the whole show there. You can win shit over there. You can't win shit on Facebook because we can't see you in the chat.
So I have a picture here of what they originally looked like. It was called The Simpsons Shorts because it was a couple of shorts
Yeah.
in between the
Like
shows.
the Itchy and Scratchy is between.
Exactly. Or kind of
The
like
Simpsons.
the SNL when they do like the
Yeah,
video, like
yeah,
their
yeah,
video
yeah.
montage kind of thing. Created and directed by still Matt Groening, and of course the genre, if you don't know, TV series, animation, comedy. I like how they put family relationships because
It does.
basically it's
That
about
shit
just
teaches
a
you
family.
lessons, for sure, dude.
Absolutely.
It definitely teaches you lessons. Teaches you. I mean, Bart taught me how to be a punk ass kid, man. I mean, that's lessons. You know
Was
what I
it
mean?
Bart that showed you?
Oh yeah.
He learned it by watching TV. That generation. But the only reason why I got to watch it on the Tracy Ullman show is because my mom and stepdad watched it.
The
It
Tracy
wasn't like
Ullman
it was
show,
like
yeah.
it wasn't a daytime show.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
an adult show, and they happened to.
I
have
remember seeing. I don't remember if I saw it when it first premiered in '89, but I remember the first episode repeating around Christmas time every year, and then like. I was instantly hooked with The Simpsons. Like I connected with Bart right away. Like the whole like I wanted to be Bart, you know, as a kid. Like just be that like punk wise aleck kid. I said it in the '90s show. He was like my big inspiration as a kid. It's weird to say it like it's a cartoon, but it was like I was like I want to be that smart aleck kid that like doesn't give a fuck, dude. You know what I mean? Like. I portrayed it very well. But then as like you get older, then you like, man, Homer's the shit. Man, this guy's the shit. Man, holy shit. I wish Chief Wiggum was my sergeant in my fucking town, dude. We getting away with all that murder around here. It'd be great, dude.
Yeah, it's funny when Matt Groening was creating this. It says I was reading up on it. It says that he was basically going to pitch a story about like his life, but
Yeah.
it was called like Something in Hell.
Yeah, no, he had a comic that he wanted to do, and yeah, it was Life in Hell, Life from Hell, and they didn't like it, or he wanted a bigger deal for it, so he wanted to hold it back.
Yeah, so
And
he
he was
said
like-
that he
he
didn't want to
drew
give them the rights.
He drew this
to
up
that.
really quick and
Yeah.
was like, here, take this.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's why all the characters are named after family members. All the other characters are named after street names in his town
People in
and shit
his
where
life,
he grew up. Yeah, yeah.
essentially.
Because he just had to come up with something off the top of his head.
Right.
And who the fuck knew he would have made one of the greatest TV families in fucking television history, dude. You know what I mean?
Life imitating art, and now art imitates life. But I thought that was a great story. It's like that's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
even how it. He had one thing in mind, and then when
Yeah,
it came
yeah.
down, he's like, I don't want to give all these rights away. Let
Yeah,
me
yeah.
come up with something. And that come up with something has been getting him paid for at least 30 plus
89,
years now.
Since
exactly.
89,
So
5 decades.
he's
you know what I
going
mean?
strong. And then we had
I
The
rolled
Simpsons.
a Cypress Hill joint for this episode.
Oh,
In case you guys haven't seen it yet.
The episode is sponsored by Cypress Hills Be Real Insane OG with a collab from Sweetwater Brewing Company. So again, check their social media out and also grab a pack for yourself, especially for the summer. I think it's perfect. Yeah. Perfect for summer drinking. Goes well with hamburgers, ribs, like really a really nice good. Cold brew. That's all we can ask for in this quarantine hot life that we have going on. So The Simpsons here aired on Fox. That's when like Fox basically was just a baby.
And they're still on Fox, man.
And December 17th, 1989, and that's probably why the first episode was
the Christmas
episode.
That's where they got Santa's Little Helper.
Santa's Little Helper. Yeah. I'm sure we'll talk about him.
And just like
in
like if you like when they show a picture of the family, they have to show Santa's Little Helper. He's literally been with them since the first episode. You know what I mean?
If you're watching on Facebook, we love you, but please go to YouTube. I'm putting the link in the chat right now.
No glitches.
We have 215 people watching on Facebook right now that need to go to YouTube to win stuff, to see the full show. I put the link in the chat. It's easy breezy. Everything's free. Just come through and hang out with us.
Again, our other sponsor is Ashley Valentine, homemade just for you, baby. So that's great for the spring and the fall. So interesting to see her, Joe, the different character development. So this is
you can tell that he just whipped it up in the fucking parking lot. You know what I mean? Like he had drawn these characters before, but he was like, oh shit, I need to fucking okay. And then once he got picked up, he was all right. Let me actually draw what I see in my head. You know what I mean? Because he has his own style, like.
Yeah.
And he's always drawn like
and
that style, you know?
If you look on the Tracy Ullman show or the Simpsons shorts, and you look at the clips, like you will see that the characters were pretty much developed at that point.
Yeah, they were who they were supposed to be.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was just watching some of them today, and I was literally dying, dying because it was just so funny.
Like this.
Yeah, he's like,
it's fucking weird, right?
Yeah, it is. It's like
fucking weird.
He talks like a do. Like
and like Bart and Homer like get along, they're buddies, and nah, that don't work for me, dude. That don't work for me.
They both have that same level of dysfunctional.
Yeah, for sure. I can't see that. I don't have my glasses.
So we have a lot of people watching on Facebook right now. Hundreds of people are watching on Facebook right now. Please go to YouTube. The link is in the bio. The link is in the chat. That's where you can communicate in the chat. That's where you can win stuff. You can see the full show. Please go there. Thank you very much.
Go to the Ill-Mannered Mind Your Manners podcast on YouTube. Just search it on the search engine bar. You can do it.
So I didn't watch The Simpsons on Tracy Ullman show.
No, me either.
I first watched The Simpsons when I lived in New York. I went to my friend Mark Noldy, his house, and he was
whoa, putting your friend on blast.
Put him on blast. Mind your manners. I went to his house, and we watched The Simpsons, and I believe it was on Thursday night at 8 o'clock the first season, and we watched it, and I was like, yo, what the fuck is this? This is awesome. Bart Simpson, he was the same age as me. I was 9, 10, he was 10. So, like, I was Bart Simpson, you know what I'm saying? And he was my favorite character for a while, but we're not going to get into favorite characters right now. I just wanted to say that was my first experience of The Simpsons, was going to someone's house. I had never even heard of them. And they said, hey, I heard about this show that's going to be on. And we watched it, and that was that. So you can keep going, man.
So we're just looking at the character, not character development, because again, the characters are pretty much the same. But the way they drew them was definitely different.
Their animation has definitely progressed through the years, too. Like,
absolutely.
The older ones, you can see they were hand-drawn. And you can see that, like, they used, like, animation cells. The backgrounds didn't really change much. The characters moved, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They progressed with animation, though. Like, but, like, the new ones are a lot different looking than the older ones, but they still, like, look the same. They didn't really change. You know what I mean? They didn't go crazy CGI fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They still feel like a Simpson episode when you watch it.
Before we get into our characters, we should give the shout outs in the chat real quick.
Absolutely. Let's shout
shout outs in the chat.
All right. So, first of all, what up, nah, bitch?
Make sure you follow us. Hit that like button and subscribe. These are our social media handles on Instagram. Follow us.
Nah, bitch.
Nah, bitch.
Nah, bitch is back. Nah, bitch says, yo, 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 yo. 3 stories. Wally says, what up?
What up, though?
DL, Indo Joe, Chef Tanya, What up?
You know it.
What it do, though?
Should we give away first? We're not there yet.
Henny God, you're. Robin Milo says, "What up, guys? Crazy
Thoreau.
Thoreau.
The third.
The third.
It's
Ah.
not even the
Oh,
first, the third.
Same here. Nobbit says Treehouse of Horrors around early 90s.
Yeah.
Oh, that was his first one he saw?
Okay. Shout out to the lady in the house. Kelly Griffin says, hey.
Yo.
Marshall Gordon says, don't. Is that how it goes? Don't. I'm having a Homer moment.
Then it says peace.
Then he says peace. Nobbit says that PS2 Simpsons Road Rage game though.
We can give it away.
I didn't play the game. Have you guys played the Simpsons Road Rage game?
No, we got that up front though.
So you haven't played it, but we have.
No, I played it. But we
Okay.
haven't.
That honestly,
That was
throughout all the years of the Simpsons games, like I remember playing Bart versus Space Mutants, which was fucking hard. Don't want to get into that, but it was fucking hard. That was the funnest game.
Yeah.
Like
Nah, the arcade game was the funnest.
Oh,
game.
obviously, but I'm saying at home game.
Oh, home
you
game.
know, at home game,
We
the
didn't
Road
have that
Rage
one
was
at
the
home.
best game, and like they need to remake it, but GTA style. Could you imagine a GTA game but Springfield with the Simpsons?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And all of a sudden,
Mind your manners. You heard it here
there's
first.
a secret level where you
You
jump
wanna
into Futurama.
All right. Let's get back to these chats so we can get going.
Absolutely. So we're on Richard Borgard.
Happy 4th of July, everybody.
Okay, Mr. D, I want you to take over.
Go ahead. Just,
No,
I was trying to speed up a little
No,
bit.
go ahead. It's easier for you to read. I don't
DJ
mind.
Shortcut. I saw The Simpsons the first time on the Tracy Ullman show, and it wasn't me, only Tanya had. Justin says he loves The Simpsons. DJ Shortcut says, eat my shorts.
Eat my shorts.
KC420 Rock says, I'm new. This is cool as hell. Hell yeah. Hit that like button and subscribe every Thursday at 7. Mind your manners. Kelly Griffith says, don't have a cow. That's, you know.
Don't have a cow, man.
Don't have a cow,
And
man.
Maria Rosada says, Sister B showing love. That's what's up. Shout out to Sun B Sister. That's what's
Shout
up.
out, Sister B.
Sister Boo.
We like the whole B family.
And those are on YouTube. The Facebook chats we'll get into later, maybe. But if you want to be on the chat and this and that and win stuff, go to YouTube. The link is in the bio. I'll put it one more. The link is in the chat in the bio. Boom, you have it. All right.
Win some cool ass shit, man. You gotta watch on YouTube.
You're gonna win. This is our main giveaway tonight. This custom piece. This Cypress
Show
Hill.
it really quick on Facebook.
This Cypress
So
Hill.
you know what you're not gonna get.
Simpsons.
You're watching on the wrong link.
This Cypress Hill Simpsons mashup. One of a kind piece. Cypress Hill approved. Make sure you go to YouTube so you can win this shit later on in the night. All right, here we go.
We're going back.
Going back.
So, obviously, throughout the years, there's a lot of Simpsons characters. And we're definitely not going to go through all of them tonight. But I like this poster because it just gives you a really good idea of, like, how massive a cast, really,
The
you
Simpson universe is huge.
Huge.
There's a lot of characters.
Huge. That's what she
And
said.
Especially if you add in the
cameos. Yeah, I was gonna say a lot of the it came a trend at one time. Like you had to be on the Simpsons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like at first there was like you didn't really tell people. You know what I mean? Like you kind of like incognitoed it.
Like Michael Jackson.
You incognito liked it or you
No, no.
incognito
No, they
People didn't want to use their names.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like-
Dustin Hoffman,
like
Michael
stars.
Jackson. Yeah.
They want to be on it, but not really be on it.
We drinking yet or no? Has it
I've already
drinking
been drinking. So I'm tipsy.
Joe drank the whole pack of the sponsor beer, the Insane OG beer.
I can't
Joe
even
drank the
open
whole
mine.
fucking pack. I think there might be one left that I hid. Yeah, it's right here. I'm gonna keep this away from Joe. Nice cold one for Tanya.
It just lets you know how good it is.
Skull Dad says the Simpsons arcade game was the greatest in my opinion. I think
Dude, it
he's
was so
right.
awesome, dude.
Nah, bitch says he needs that Simpsons thing, so I hope he wins. I'm rooting for you, Nah, bitch. Cheers. Here we go.
I just did it. Sorry, I didn't wait.
It's all good.
Salud.
Woo! Skull Dad says Hot and Run was also great.
That was a good game.
Comparable to GTA. All right, babe, what are we doing?
Favorite characters.
All right. I'm going to start with the obvious. Everyone's I don't care who you are. Your favorite character is Homer. I know it likes you. Shout out to Machete. I know everybody wants to be different and be like, oh, yeah, but I like, you know, this. But
See,
I'm like,
I
your
like-
favorite character is Homer Simpson.
It's Homer.
He's America's dad. He created what he was a pop culture icon.
Pop culture.
I think you're the drunk one.
I'm drunk. No, I'm joking. He was the pop culture icon. He's the funniest one. The first season, they focused too much on Bart. The first couple seasons, they're like, this is going to be our character, Bart Simpson.
Don't have a cow, eat my shorts.
But then they realized that Homer Simpson was the cash cow, and since season 3, it changed into Homer Simpson's show, and here are his family and friends. So my first one is Homer Simpson. Who you got?
Dope.
Come on, man. The Homer Simpson dumb face. Yeah, this is yours. This is hers.
Here's the dope.
She even has the Bumblebee Man.
Bumblebee Man.
Bumblebee too.
What is this called technically? Is this
that's Kid Robot.
Kid Robot, Bumblebee Man. You know she has it. So this is hers. Why is this yours?
So
this is a weird choice. I love the choice. So I don't know why it's
honestly,
yours.
because every time I see him, he reminds me of the character that he was created from, which is Chespirito. It was this guy here. He did a whole bunch of different characters. He was a Mexican actor, and they played it on all the Latin or Spanish television channels. Univision, Telemundo, whatever you had, whatever country you were in, you were watching at least one of his shows, and it was like sketch comedy. He was basically a cricket or a grasshopper.
Okay.
And he was a superhero, but he always it was like
a
dumb
grasshopper
shit.
superhero.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
he like like he never quite did it right. Like he was always trying to like.
He was like
Mr. Bean,
Mr.
kind
Bean.
of like Mr. Bean.
Risky Biz. Did we send him something today?
I sent it yesterday.
Yesterday.
And I threw in something extra for you too.
So that's who that character is made after. And when I first saw it, I didn't know that. I just automatically knew that I liked the character, because anytime they would have him, it would just, he's like, ay, like, he just makes me laugh.
Sorry. Oh, I can't speak Spanish?
He makes me laugh and smile.
So I like that choice. I when you said that was your first choice, I said, what? And then when you explained it, I said, okay, I like it. So we already got a super chat coming in from Risky Biz. He says, I got 5 on it. Thanks for the $5, man. That's awesome. I'm ready for another great show tonight.
I did send out your print, and I sent out an extra one with it, so.
You got extra.
Should be there by Monday. I apologize.
All right, so who's the next character?
So the next.
Oh, it's me. I cheated.
Oh, wait, sorry, hold on.
No, that's okay.
I cheated on my first one.
You cheated?
Yeah, I cheated. I picked 2. Because you can't pick Lenny without Carl, and you can't pick Carl without Lenny. I'm sorry. Great duo character.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the
Sorry,
sisters.
to do with that.
Do the next picture just so you guys know which one is which.
Just in case.
Just Lenny and Carl, man. Like Homer's two of Homer's best friends. He works with them. Carl's a fucking genius.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Like,
Facts.
and Lenny's white. Oh shit.
Yeah, Lenny's the white one. You see that? That's right
I thought he was yellow.
Just a great duo. Like, I don't know. Whenever they pop up, it's funny. It's not just random. They're not just there to like fill the background, because there are bar characters to fill the background, but Lenny and Carl are his homies.
Yeah, they're like his best friends.
Like the episode, I can't remember the episode, but Homer lied about Lenny being sick, and the whole family was worried about Lenny. Marge was knitting something for Lenny get well. Remember that?
I do remember that.
Yeah,
Not Lenny.
Yeah,
not
Lenny.
Lenny.
All right,
and then Lenny's like, I can't get pudding in my eye.
If we're watching on Facebook, please go to YouTube. The link is in the chat.
Please go to YouTube.
You can communicate with the show a lot better. You can win things, all that.
Yeah,
the party's on YouTube.
Mind your
This is
manners.
the bootleg link on Facebook.
The bootay.
So-
It's the bootay.
So Lenny and Carl, I like
cheated,
Lenny and
I'm
Carl.
sorry.
Lenny Leonard and Carl Carlson.
How could you go wrong with those names?
I love this episode when he has to look at his hand to remember which one of his friends is which. It's such a brilliant thing that is so. Oh my god, it's just brilliant. So who's next? Who was the next
So
character?
the yellow people are white?
Well, we just want to remind everyone, you're watching Mind Your Manners, the podcast. You can subscribe, like, and click the bell, because you never know what's going to happen on the Mind Your Manners podcast. Who's going to pop up, or what's going to pop up,
Yeah.
or come out. Trust me, you don't know. You don't know.
For everybody that watched last week's episode to the end,
If you watched last week's
you know
episode,
what we're talking about.
If you watched last week's episode, I personally think that was our best episode. We were live and we were having glitches, so I took it off the computer and reloaded it. So if you want to go watch it without glitches, you can go over there. But it was only glitches for a little bit in the beginning. But this is the Mind Your Manners podcast.
Yo, mind them.
where we are talking all things Simpsons. Chef Tanya.
So DL's next.
It's
giveaway.
time for our first giveaway.
Oh, damn, it's time for a giveaway. We didn't... Okay, yeah, you're right. It is time for our first giveaway. Let's see. I think I'm going to give away some weed seeds.
Oh, shit.
So someone has to be in the chat.
In the chat.
In the YouTube chat.
That might be on YouTube. We're giving away weed seeds, but if you're not on YouTube, you're not going to win them. Sorry, but it's too...
You got to pick a Simpson question.
I say we keep it real. Who were each of our first 3 favorite characters?
Oh, come on, man. If you were watching, easy.
First one in the chat.
The first ones to win 2 feminized seeds of purple cookie wreck.
Damn.
They're in there. There they
You're
are.
giving away
Don't
purple
cheat.
cookie, right?
Don't rewind it.
Come on, somebody.
Come on.
I missed it.
So let us know in the chat. First,
Bridgewater in the house.
these are...
What's up, now, bitch?
Nope, DJ Shortcut, you're wrong. Who's next?
Come on, man. 3 characters. Quick.
Let's see.
It went me, it went Tanya, it went Joe.
And I just finished mine.
You gotta come back. You gotta read the chat.
I'm reading it over here.
Oh.
Nope, almost 420 rocks, almost.
Almost.
Yep, we got one. Madagascar. I can't read it because it's so small over there. You got it, babe. He said it.
Oh, risky
It's
business.
like Madagascar. I can't read
Oh
it.
no, yep. Mad.
So-
the racer. Come on, guys.
I couldn't see it. It's small bit. So if you live in America, inbox the show your address. Don't do it on here. Do it on Facebook or Instagram.
Facebook or Instagram, Mind Your Manners podcast.
Do it on Facebook or Instagram, and we will send these if you live in America. But we got more coming, guys.
There's more. Okay, the next character.
We got more coming, so don't worry. These are just to see. We got mad shit.
DL's up for the next character. Who's your next favorite character?
Who's the next character?
Oh, my God.
Mr. Burns,
Nothing going wrong with Mr. Burns, man.
Mr. Burns, the things he says, his vocabulary, how he's stuck 100 years in the back, calls the gas pedal the Velociratrix or whatever he calls it.
The things he calls things.
It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. Like, they must have to do research, like, of the lingo and the slang from the 1900s to the 18-something. Because, like,
They don't know
some of
his
the things
age.
he says, I understand what he's saying because of the content, but I'm like, I never heard that shit in my life until I heard Mr. Burns say that shit. You know what I mean?
That's
Yeah.
one of your favorite, Mr. Dio.
Yeah, that's me, Mr. Burns. My number 2 is Mr. Burns. Mr. Burns is the evilest, oldest. His age changes.
See, like I gotta say something. Like I wanted to make a list, but he picked all my favorite characters. Which again, we could have picked the same, but it would have been boring. So I picked my second favorite character.
All right, so let me explain that before we go past Mr. Burns. This is what I said to everybody. I said
I wanted to pick the same ones as his,
gonna-
but it would have been boring just talking about.
I want everyone to pick 5 characters off the top of their head, and they can't think about it. They gotta
Play
name.
along at home.
They have to name 5 characters, so we don't sit here and go, well, and then.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
you only get these 5 characters, and
See,
then
I did 10.
And then I said the same about episodes, but I did 10 episodes.
Yeah.
So when
So
you think of them
I
off the
did
top of
10
your
of them.
head, when you look back in hindsight, you miss a lot of episodes. So the next episode we do about this, we'll cover the ones we missed.
Which we
But
probably will.
Mr. Burns, man, Mr. Burns, if Mr. Burns is on screen, it's gonna be funny all the time.
He's
So,
awesome.
Who you got next?
Get him! He brings us love.
My second favorite.
Maggie's awesome. Maggie is dope, dude.
I don't
Well,
know if you know,
whoa.
but-
It's not dope, but
She's a creep alert.
I caught myself.
She's awesome.
Yeah,
she
Maggie's
doesn't say anything other than,
She's badass though.
and she's
Like,
bad. She's smart.
Yeah.
She is smart.
She can be her
She's smarter
cute
than
baby
Homer.
self.
Let's put it that way.
That's true. She can be her cute baby self. She's like really, in Spanish the word would be like astuta, like super sharp.
Yeah.
Um,
She'll break her bottle and try and cut somebody if they
She
cross
ain't
her.
afraid to cut a bitch.
Yeah.
You know, like
She could be Spanish.
She's-
Oh, mind your manners.
she's hard. You know what I'm saying? I like her. She's got all the sides. She got the soft side. She got the smart side. She got the sharp side. She got the don't fuck with me side. You can't go wrong with her.
Do you know who the 2 people that voiced her?
I do.
How about that's a good one for the chat. All right, coming up in
Number
the
2?
chat, we're gonna give one more seed pack away because everyone seemed to be upset. And damn, they could just Google this though.
No. Are we
Do it
doing
right now.
Are we
right now,
doing
right now.
number 2?
Who are the 2 people who voiced who voiced Maggie. If you answer it in the next 2 minutes, I'll give them to you.
2 minutes. I'm counting down. I got the timer over
Two
here.
people that voice Maggie.
2 people who voiced Maggie Simpson.
Do you know
What's
what
this
it
one?
is?
These are the same. Okay, these are the same
Well,
ones.
look,
Purple
2
Cookie
minutes
Wreck.
is too long of a
Yo,
time.
shouldn't Maggie be like 35 old? Yeah, she should be my age by now.
But she's a cartoon. All right.
She's got that cartoon age.
Purple
Hey-o.
Cookie Wreck. The 2 people. Is
Come
time
on.
running out?
There's 2 people. Nobody's
No.
saying that. Oh well.
You
We
still
got
got
a-
about a
we got
minute and a half.
No, they got a little less than that, but it's cool. We'll sit back down for it.
I say Maggie is the thug of the family. That's what Maz Dan said.
Yo, for sure. Maggie's
Maz the
we should
racer.
bring it- we should
Maz
bring up the-
racer.
She has like a straight up. She has an arch enemy.
An Argent. Oh yeah,
The unibrow
the
kid.
one brow baby.
We got we're gonna have to bring it up in a little bit to read the chats.
Okay.
Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe.
Hit the mute button, Mr.
I think you skipped my second person.
No,
No,
we
we
didn't get
haven't
there yet.
skipped it.
No, we didn't
We
get there yet.
haven't skipped it. We
Um,
have it.
So that was Maggie, gangster. Maggie's super tough.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
my second favorite, man. If you don't like Grandpa Simpson, I don't know, man.
There's something wrong with
Yeah,
you.
man. I mean, he reminds me of like both of my grandfathers, like a little bit. Like both of my grandfathers have Grandpa Simpson in them. They're not fully Grandpa Simpson, but they got him in them. Like my grandpa on my pop's side loved telling stories and just started rambling on telling stories just like Grandpa Simpson. You know what I mean? And then my other grandfather, my mom's side, he's pretty crazy. So he's got. If you take both of them, like both those halves and take them together, you have Grandpa Simpson, man. That's why I've always loved him, and just like he always, like he said, he always says the craziest shit. Like
Limping to greatness.
like he
We need
fought
your
in
address.
World War One, fought in World War Two, fought in Korea, fought in Vietnam.
He fought in all the wars.
He's fought in every war.
Ain't nobody killing him.
Yeah. He's a
Like a
hellfish.
true ultimate person. He's gonna die at like 500.
So Grandpa's another one. He was on my list, but because like I said, we did 10 at first, and we each cut them down to 5.
Yeah.
He was on my list originally.
Grandpa's awesome.
He's
yeah.
another one who says the illest
Craziest
shit.
shit, dude.
Like if
yeah.
there's something I want to quote, but we're gonna quote it later because we
It's
bring
one of my episodes.
yeah we bring it up. You already know what I want to quote.
Yeah, I do.
So,
So, you quote it all the time.
So
It's a great episode.
I think he's one of the greatest. He's loves his family, but he's kind of a dirtbag.
Yep.
His family hates to be around him. They're always just trying to get rid of him.
Yeah.
We got some crazy shit going on in the chat. Limping for greatness in the chat. 2 weeks in a row, we're trying to get your address. We have your gifts over here.
What's up?
From the Rat
want.
Packs.
We
Yeah.
give you something. You
We-
give it back.
We didn't get your address, so
We need
we
your
weren't able to send that out. But you did guess one of the answers, so I'm going to send you something. So don't worry, we're gonna move on from that. The correct answers were Elizabeth Taylor and who else?
James Earl Jones, baby.
James Earl
Darth
Jones.
Vader.
Yeah. So
Yeah, this
Alright.
movie was awesome. You're up next.
Okay.
no, I'm up next. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Oh, I already know who it is. Oh my God,
He's wearing
I
the
mean-
shirt, man.
Krusty the Clown. I'm telling you, he's one of the best. He is one of the
action
best.
Figure right there, I gave you.
Where is it?
Right there.
Oh, right here. This is a signed.
Signed by Mac Rainey with a crusty doodle.
He never
Which
signs.
he never
I always
does.
call him Groaning.
Graining.
Groaning.
He always signs Homer, Bart, Marge,
Second
Maggie.
language thing.
He never does crusty, dude. It's very rare.
I'm
I'm a good
Can't
gift
really
giver.
do the laugh, but that was close.
Like he's one of
Hey!
he's one of the most fucked up.
Sounds like a pervert.
He's one of the most fucked up people in Springfield, and he's around
Yeah,
kids
yeah.
all day.
They've
For real. He is like.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how
legit
did,
one
how
of the
did he
most
get a
fucked up.
kids show, right? Like they've said that like he's not even wearing makeup anymore. His face is so white because of how much he drinks and how much his heart he's got like,
He's like
he's
Barney
got such a
with
heart
makeup.
problem.
There's
you know what I mean?
there's that
The only
episode.
thing that he paints now is his nose.
No, there's that episode when he fakes his death, and he's like where he lives at the docks.
Oh yeah,
remember?
yeah. Yeah, he
And-
paints his face yellow, right?
No, he has like no shirt on, and it's just his face is all white, and the rest of his body is yellow because he painted his whole body.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're right. He painted his whole body white to match his face because his face is stained that way. And he also in the early seasons, remember they framed Sideshow Bob for this guy,
Yeah.
and he saved them because Sideshow Bob really had big feet like that.
Yeah, huge feet. Yeah. That was a great episode though.
Krusty's a douche.
That was the old school episodes were great.
So we got a lot going on in the chat here. So let's do yours and his, and then we're gonna get to these chats, and then we'll
Okay.
get back to these.
Tanya's
Hi-dily doodle, neighbor. Like, I love Ned Flanders. Like,
everyone else loves Ned.
It's like-
Flanders.
Geese love ganders.
okay, so Ned Flanders is what everybody pretends they want people to be like.
Yep.
How about that?
Especially as your neighbor. You tell me you don't want Ned living next door to you.
I
dude.
don't want a neighbor
You can
that's
borrow-
constantly like.
You can borrow
looking
anything
through
you
my
want off
window.
him. Yeah, but you can borrow anything you want from him. You never have to
screw
give
him
it back.
over.
You can fucking you can screw him over all you want.
Actually, no.
He's always gonna be there for
I
you.
would want Ned Flanders as
I'd
a
want
neighbor.
Ned Flanders.
I would want Ned
Ned
Flanders.
Flanders is a good homie
But
to
that's
have.
like,
He is
How
a good
about
home. Yeah, I guess.
If
He's a little annoying.
yeah.
He's a good homie to
If
have.
everyone
dude.
was perfect and PC, they would be
Yeah.
Ned Flanders.
And you can just go, when he comes in and goes, "Howdy doodly, neighbor," you just go, "Shut up, Flanders," and he walks away. "Ogly doodly, neighbor." You know, he just
Just
walks
like
away. dude.
anything else, you
Great
can't
neighbor,
be
dude.
perfect. Perfect is not reality. But we love to watch Ned Flanders.
Flanders
We
is
love
great.
to watch him try to be the good person and do the right thing. And no matter how many times Homer F's him
Yep.
over,
All right.
he still tries to help.
Ned Flanders is a good guy. We went down on Facebook. We just had
Damn.
4,032 people on our Facebook.
That is wonderful.
I hope they all came to YouTube. If it is what it is, we're on YouTube now. This is the real place to be.
Yeah.
Facebook, you had your chance. I'm not even talking to anybody. They're not there anymore. But Ned Flanders is a good one. He's also a senior citizen. A lot of people forget about that.
That is true, yep.
Crazy.
He's one of the most in shape characters. I don't know if you said that.
Yep.
Remember when he had his pot party? He's like,
I didn't
"Hey
say
man,
it, but I was ready for it.
that was a great pot party, man." When he did his fire awareness play, and he's, you remember that one?
No, he's not much to eat this baby. Right?
Yeah,
He has a baby.
yeah.
There's the baby in the sandwich.
Oh my God, Ned
Oh my
Flanders.
God.
That's
Stupid
a-
sexy Flanders.
Stupid, sexy Flanders. That's
Well,
a good
Joe's
one.
next one is up.
My next one's awesome. Come on, man. That is me in the next 20 years.
Comic book guy. I don't know if you can see it down here. There's a couple comic book guys.
He's right there.
There's one here. Oh, he's right there. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
I can't see him.
Shout out to Sam B for hooking us up with that.
Shut up.
Yeah, comic book guy is just, yeah, that's gonna be me, unfortunately. I'm gonna get fat one of these days, and
If
I'm
you
already bald, so
If
you
you
know,
haven't got
maybe
fat
I'll
right
grow a
now, Joe,
ponytail
I
and
don't
be
think
weird.
that gene is in your thing. But there ain't nothing wrong with comic books. Comic Con.
There was back in the 90s.
There
That's why
was,
they made this
but-
character.
Things change, people. Things change.
I was
He
born
was-
in the wrong decade, man.
He was in one of the first in the first chat rooms because check it out.
Oh yeah.
On
Oh, that's true.
on one of the episodes we're gonna talk about later.
Stan Lee hung out with them.
Yeah, we're gonna talk
He's
about
cool,
later.
man.
He Bart and Milhouse go into his comic book store and they want to know something, some hot news. I'm not gonna tell you. I'll tell you a little later. They want to know some hot news, and he waddles over to his old ass computer, and it shows that he's talking to some guy in China, and then he's talking to some guy in this. But that was like some crazy shit that no one ever.
That was when I
really,
first started.
yeah, no one had really
Yeah.
saw that before. So
Yeah,
they
yeah.
kind of he's kind of like the face of that to me.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
sure.
AOL Instant Messenger type
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, yeah.
It's like what
He's the
CDs
face.
used to be to people.
Remember
Like
the
what?
epi-
Oh, CD radios. Yeah, yeah.
It was an early episode where Milhouse, Martin, and Bart, they split the comic. They split the.
Yeah,
they
yeah,
split,
yeah, yeah.
They split
Oh,
the
yeah,
radio
yeah,
after
yeah.
their number one. They
They
try to
share
share it, and he knows that they ain't gonna be able to share it because he's like, man, I already been there. You can't share shit. When
Well,
you're
let's
a
see
kid.
what's going on.
When you're
in
a
the
kid, a
chat.
10-year-old, you ain't sharing shit, man.
Well,
You sharing a bike, a 10-year-old with three 10-year-olds? You think the three of us would be able to share a bike?
Damn, I got
Hell no.
Jose says I kind of look like the comic book guy.
listen, it ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
So we got to go up in the chat because we want to catch up with the chat. So
There's no ponytail.
we're gonna take a quick chat. Let's shout you guys out. See what's going on in here. So we're gonna go up to 7:30 after they missed the.
Somebody
Here we
got
go,
the
right
seed, right?
So let's say DJ Shortcut says, I would have answered correct, but I had citrus acid in my eye. Wait, hold on, let me say it correctly. You got citrus acid in my eye! If you watch Medical Edibles, that pops up. Also, Skull Dad says, no
Wu-Tang.
no
I don't get that.
Wu-Tang links allowed. Kelly Griffin says, Bart, B Guy, and Lenny and Carl. Very good, but I think she was a little late, but she still got it right.
She was a little late. It's all
Only
good.
one of two.
Actually,
So go girl.
okay.
Go girl. Go
Ris-
girl.
risky-
Risky business. Biz says. Laugh face.
Oh, okay.
Jeffrey
I'm like,
Farley
I
says
didn't know he was
Otto.
That's one of his
Otto
favorite characters.
is dope.
Otto's
Nah,
great.
bitch says Moe is his guy.
Wait till you see the next one that's coming up.
Jeffrey Farley says Chief Wiggum and Ralph Wiggum. Nice picks, everybody. I like it. KC420 Rock says I have too short of
She has a too
I have
short
a
of an
short
attention span.
span.
Oh, about the seed. She couldn't remember
Okay,
anything.
got it. Mazda Racer says Maggie, the most underrated character. I
Damn,
feel you
that's
on
a
that
good
one.
one.
I
Hell
feel you.
See, more people liked your Maggie one, babe. That's good.
Maggie's the shit, man.
Yeah, KC420
I like her
Rock
more than
says,
I like Lisa.
I was packing a bowl and walked away for a minute. Hey, we've all been there.
We're gonna smoke a
Then
joint.
you had to rewind. Skull Dad says Homer, Bumblebee Man, and Carl and Larry.
Literally.
KC420 Rock, but he got it right. Agreed, Maggie is a G. Risky Biz says, shouldn't Maggie be like 35 years old now?
We heard that one, yeah.
Philip Natal says, gotcha. I'm here now.
Shout out to Philip. Shout out to Machete was thinking about the answer.
Says, Mazda Racer says, I say Maggie is the third of the family, the thug of the family.
Then we had a couple guesses. We had a couple missed guesses for the Maggie voice. And then we'll start right here.
So CS Films says,
Shout out CS Films.
Yo, yo, yo! Limping to greatness. Elizabeth Taylor was one of the guesses. KC420
Said one word.
Rock says, I
They probably paid her a grip too, you know what I mean?
We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Right?
Like,
Thank
subscribe,
you,
and share.
KC420.
Everybody, please. Like, subscribe, and share.
Skull Dad says, I love to hate Steve Montgomery Burns. True villain.
Exactly. He's a dope villain, dude.
He's a dude.
Because you hate him, but then you're like, this
Sometimes
guy's great,
you
dude.
feel
This
about
guy's
him,
great.
but yeah.
Alright, so we have some more guesses.
Limping to Greatness
That's
has
good.
guest Pamela Hayden.
Nah, bitch. Asking us to make some flaming moes. We just might. Homer Simpson
Oh,
invented lean. Machete said there's 22 people in here, so everybody click the like, click the share. That was a while ago.
Flame him up.
Kelly says that's true. Risky Business is laughing at us. Limping to Greatness says he sent us his address. That's perfect. If you want to win prizes and you live in America, just make sure you like us on Facebook and Instagram so you can inbox us your information. Goldie325 is hitting on Tanya. Said hello, Chef Tanya.
What up, Goldie?
I don't know
That's
if
a
it's
fan
hit,
from Medical Edibles.
Skull Dad got the answer, but it was late. DJ Shortcut saying his favorite character is Moe. Jose says Ned Flanders is a badass motherfucker.
Yeah.
And Risky Biz says Ned is a good gardener. He probably grows that chronic, right?
Probably does, man.
That's what they burn.
It ain't the devil's lettuce no more. It's God's lettuce because it's legal.
Nah, bitch says let's talk about Moe. Skull Dad says fuck Homer's brother. That's some real shit.
We'll be talking about that later.
Comic book, worst comic book ever. Risky Biz says.
Worst comic book ever.
I was gonna say worst episode ever, but this is going pretty good. So
Skull Dad said 6 people have voiced Maggie Simpson, so maybe he's right.
Hey, let us know. Take a picture.
Then Jose
Write it down.
has the best comment of the night. Jose, if you're still watching, I'll send you something just for your comment. He said I look like the comic book guy. I like it. Okay. Richard Beauregard says Homer is one of the worst dads in history. Child abuse and never serving jail time.
yeah,
Yo,
but he's still awesome.
And then Jose restated that it was talking about me. He was like, "Oh no, the guy. Make sure you know the fat guy in the middle is who I'm talking about." That's basically what he said. Skull
I'm
Dad.
sure he didn't say
He's missing
that.
a ponytail.
Let's not get hated on.
Skull Dad then gave us the 6 answers. So Skull Dad, we're gonna send you something. Inbox us your shit. Jose says this is Jose after making fun of my fat weight, said that this is a cool podcast. So that's what's up. And then he said
We can laugh at ourselves.
and then he said, my bad, much love, had to say it. No, you don't have to say my bad, it's mind your manners.
Mind your manners. That's what we say around here.
We're gonna send you something good.
Mind your manners.
Next
Can I
character.
get a light?
Alright, so we're gonna stop there, we're gonna get back to the next character. Next character.
It's you.
No, you didn't go. I thought it was
Yeah, you did. Mine was comic book guy, man.
What
Oh,
about?
okay.
Did
Did we do this guy?
Nope.
Okay,
Oh,
so
yeah,
that's
that's the
comic.
second picture.
We wanted to make sure we showed Stan Lee with Comic Book Man. Because
R.I.P. Stanley.
that's an epic moment. Who's up? Oh my god, I know who it
Picks.
is. I did another cheat. I did Chief Wiggum and Ralph Wiggum.
Yeah.
Both of them cheated. I didn't know.
I just, we kind of cheated, but these two right here. My mom says that The Simpsons is stupid. She's like, oh, it's so stupid. I'm like, well, you've never watched it. And she's like, oh, well, like in her mind, she's like, it's a cartoon. How good could it be? I'm like, it's written by fucking geniuses. But anyway, the episode I showed her was the eating paste one with Ralph. And she was laughing the whole time, ha ha ha, like dying laughing. And I was like, I'm trying to tell you, this show is made for all age groups. It's 31-year-old show. So if you were 15 when that came out, you'd be 46 years old right now. Yeah. You might have grandkids.
Still
you know what I'm saying? Who are watching The Simpsons.
Take them away, toys. Chief Wiggum's awesome, dude.
So Chief Wiggum, I like Chief Wiggum because he's the dumbest cop. He's a sweetheart, but he's the dumbest cop. He's like the picture perfect fucking dumb cop. And then Lou is the smart cop.
Yeah.
You know, but
100%.
He's black.
So
how come you ain't got a picture of him? No, I'm kidding.
So his wife really isn't that funny, but switch over to Ralph. This character right here is the original Butters. Like straight up, when they were like, oh, we need a new character on the Simpsons on South Park, they were like, let's do a Ralph.
Yeah.
Like because
it's super dumb but super nice.
Yeah, like he's the nicest kid ever.
You just want to give him a hug.
Yeah.
You know,
but if he's not yours,
don't bend his Wookiee. Don't bend his Wookiee. Don't break his heart on the Krusty the Clown show, and he'll be your man. He'll be your ride or die.
Choose you.
Still one of the coolest fucking Valentines.
Don't break his heart.
Do an extra chew.
Don't break his heart because he's
sensitive.
Yeah, you can see it in him.
His achy breaky heart?
Even in the future, when him and Bart are roommates, he's the nicest kid.
He pays the rent while Bart just smokes weed and sits.
I don't know. All I can think about this whole time is like, I was like the comic book guy. Hey, Belinsky, shout you out in the chat. You don't have to keep deleting. You can say whatever you want. You can
mind your manners, but say it.
Mind your manners. Just don't be hating. Don't be hating on no one in the chat.
Yeah.
Risky Biz in the chat says, Ralph is no Dr. Chaos, and I'll give you that.
That's true. You're absolutely right.
Do we have him back there?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, man. We got
Please
Dr.
hold.
Chaos up in the shit.
Shout out to Risky Biz.
We love Dr. Chaos and Mind Your Manners.
This one's for Risky Biz in the chat.
We will be doing a South Park episode in the future.
We are doing an episode. Boom.
Oh yeah. He's right though. Ralph's a great character, but he is not. Dr. Chaos is great too.
Yeah. No, for sure.
I feel bad for Butters more than I feel bad for Ralph.
No, definitely.
You know what I mean?
So what you got? Who's next? Ralph. Oh my God, he's just the best character.
Nobody likes you. Watch, Lisa. You can rewind and pause and see when his heart actually breaks.
When they all work so hard on their projects, and Skinner was getting so sick of seeing the projects, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sure this is gonna be great. What do you got, Ralph?" And they're all unopened Star Wars toys, and Skinner just gets
like, "Oh my God, he's got them all. He's getting Boba Fett. He's even got my favorite, Chewie." He's like, "What do you think?" "I think it's lunchtime." "I think we have a winner!"
All right, so what's next? What do we got next?
Mrs. Kabako.
This is you. Where's your glass? I should go get it. Let me go get it.
You should get the supplies.
You gotta get the dabs.
Listen.
Dab
Well,
Mrs. K is awesome.
My other choices were sweet, and I love them because of their positivity. I love Mrs. Krabappel. This is like
hey man, I wish I would have had that teacher.
Woman, kind of, sort of. She's a little hot mess,
That's what I mean, yeah.
But who's judging?
It's a MILF that's not a MILF.
She ain't married. She ain't got no kids. She's at a point in her life where she's just living her best life, whatever that means. So when she's with the kids, she's sassing them. Mm-hmm. She could give two shits, like she does, but she doesn't.
I haven't really watched the newer seasons. Did she marry Skinner? I'm not sure. I know they were dating. Her and Principal Skinner were dating for a while. I don't know. Hit us up in the chat. I don't know.
I didn't see that one. I've been watching it.
D walked away. He's the only one of us that
he's like the Simpsons.
Watched the newer episodes. I'm sorry, I haven't watched them.
She goes to the bar. All the dudes are there. She's like.
Did you say she wasn't ever married? She married Flanders.
No, I know. No, I said, did she end up in the newer seasons? Did she end up marrying Skinner?
Maybe.
See, I don't know.
But she may be married, but my whole thing is she's not married. Like her character is like the not-married older lady that didn't have kids.
Yeah.
That is just like, okay, I have my job and it's not my life. But at night, that's when the real fun begins. And she dated Ned. She sometimes she hits on Homer when they're at the bar.
She hits on everybody. She tried. Her and Apu dated when Apu was trying to find a chick to marry or whatever.
Listen.
He was banging all the chicks. That was a good episode.
She is the independent lady. She don't give a F
I honestly, that'd be. I never had
I
a
like
hot
her.
teacher growing up through school.
She's always drinking her martinis.
And I
Hold
wish
on,
I
let me
had
get
a
mine
hot
ready.
teacher in school. Like
And
Mrs.
yes, I
K.
like olives in my martini. Lots and lots of olives.
Hey, it's Mr. DL.
Mr. Dell. But yeah, I like Mrs. Krabappel. And I don't care what you say about that.
Mrs. K.
Because I'm an independent woman
I think you have another pick.
who has a
Right.
martini. And of course, should we do 2 of our picks?
So we'll pick my
Finish
pick.
this section, Mr. DL.
Sure, man.
My other is
Oh.
Otto.
Oh no, you weren't supposed to do that.
Well, that's what I thought you were saying. Well,
No, I said show the second pick of fucking Mrs. K.
oh no, Joe's mad.
No, I'm not mad, but you're the one that put them all in order all day yesterday.
No, I don't have another picture of Mrs. Krabappel. I just have that one. That's
okay.
what I
Well,
was
you can just do
asking.
your
See,
second-
you're
yeah.
not listening because I asked you to put my second picture.
Yeah,
That's
your
okay.
second picture of Mrs. K. You
Well,
did,
no, I don't have a second picture.
every other one we've
It's
done has had
okay.
2 pictures.
No seriousness. That's
Oh my
why
God.
you
All
mind
right,
your
who's this?
manners.
Otto? Otto's
And
up.
you're,
That's her
and
second.
you smoke weed and everything's good. But Otto is my other second one because he's just chill. He's like, he can chill with the kids. When he's with the adults, he's like, relax. You're too wound up tight. Have a doobie. I don't have to be here with the kids. I'm going to go take a break.
I like that he's a school bus driver and he's always on acid. He's always smoking weed. He's always just doing the most fucked up shit. The one when he moves
Bart's
in,
his homie.
the one where he
Sometimes
moves
that's
into the
too deep, I
Simpsons
guess.
attic.
For the kids.
Yep.
When he moves into
That's
the
a good
Simpsons attic and they
They see 2 pictures.
they-
Wow, weird.
all right.
All right, Joe, let it go.
Yeah, I think it's a.
I'm just making a joke, dude. Chill
So-
out, dude.
So yeah, he's
Sakes.
he's a good one. He's a lot of people's favorite characters, especially stoners. He's a lot of stoners.
I liked him before I was a stoner, so I guess I appreciated his chill vibe.
They say Otto is Otto spelled backwards.
Whoa.
You gotta remember though, they were showing this guy smoking weed, even though it's just a cartoon or whatever. They were showing this guy smoking weed on fucking television, 8 o'clock at night on a Sunday.
The Simpsons represents someone in every category.
Mhm.
It's just someone in some category is represented. And look, he's a responsible stoner. He's got a job. Well, let me say that responsible
He
stoner.
drives him to school every day.
He has a job. He shows up. He chills with the kids. He lets them know when they're being little dicks because he just walks away. Like, he's cool.
Yeah, Otto's cool.
All right, next.
Oh, Mrs. K.
No, that's the same picture.
Oh shit! This is
That's mine.
this is a
Sideshow
Joe
Bob.
pick right here.
You have 2 pictures, Joe.
I know. Like we're all supposed to. Sideshow Bob, man. If you don't know who Sideshow Bob is, you haven't been watching The Simpsons. I'm sorry. It's probably their longest running celebrity guest.
Yeah,
To where he's not a celebrity guest. Like,
yeah.
He's part of the cast. Like Sideshow Bob's not just like he's not just like, oh hey, we're gonna put this character in for an episode.
Yeah.
Like he's one of Bart's nemesis. He's like one of Krusty's.
Well, that's
You
what.
know what I mean? He's a great fucking character, and like I don't know, like some of the best episodes are with Sideshow Bob, dude. You know what I mean? 100%. How about the one where his brother Cecil?
Yeah.
He helps Bart capture Cecil, and then at the end, Chief Wiggum goes, "All right, take him away, guys." And he's like, "Wait, I helped you guys." And they're like, I don't care, Bob. Take him away." And he sends him to jail anyways. Bob's a great character, dude. I don't care. And his arch nemesis is a rake. You know what I mean? Because his big ass feet, like we were talking about earlier.
His arch nemesis
Wouldn't
is
it be Bart?
his arch nemesis is Bart, but the rake.
Yeah,
is
the
his
rake
fucking-
though.
The rake
See,
is
he's
the
gotten
second.
over Bart though at times.
Well, he
And
just
then-
pretends to
then-
be over him.
Yeah, but then Bart always comes. No, but remember when he had a family, but in Argentina or whatever, he had a little kid
Mm-hmm.
with the wife, and but I'm wrong. At the end, the little kid wanted to kill Bart anyways. Remember that?
Like Sideshow Bob has to kill Bart eventually.
At the trial, they're like, he goes, what about the tattoo on your chest? Die, Bart, die? And he's like, no, this is German for thee, Bart, thee. And they're like, oh, nobody that speaks German could be evil.
Sideshow Bob is. I think he's obviously the best reoccurring character.
He's
But
one
it's
of the
just
best,
the thing I wanted to
Is he
make.
the best villain on The Simpsons?
No, Mr. Burns is.
Damn, you're right. You're right. Mr. Burns. Who else? Snake. He's kind of a villain. I love Snake.
Snake's good.
She takes premium, dude.
Snake's good.
Premium.
Snake's good, but he only just pops in for 20 seconds. Sideshow Bob has whole episodes.
Yeah, you're right.
But Snake is good. But Sideshow Bob makes me think about Phil Hartman and why Phil Hartman wasn't considered a cast member.
I think he was.
No, because it was always at the end. Phil Hartman considered at
Oh,
the end.
yeah.
So I was
And
wondering.
he helped write some of that.
Not
shit.
that, he's in every episode as one character.
Yeah, but even then, he helped write some of that dialogue. If it was like, it's how we do in the Weekend Warriors. You write out a scene and then we run with it. You know what I mean? You can't tell me like some of that's Phil Hartman to 100%, dude. Like that's 100%.
So what is going on in the chat, Mr. DL?
Hold on, I was opening up the other chat. So here you go. You can start with the YouTube chat. You gotta go back a minute though, so I'm gonna help you because there's a lot.
Oh, right up there in the corner. I don't know. Can they see it up in the corner?
What?
I got.
Phil Hartman.
Two
right
Phil
there.
Hartman
Yeah,
characters.
right above the screen, you can see it. Two Phil Hartman characters. Apu in the chat. Ready? Start from here, babe.
Apu's a great character, man.
Wait,
Apu,
Keep
the
it going, 'cause we have a
Hasapima
lot.
Pedalon. That's hard to say, right?
Right here, the top.
Oh,
The Hasapima Pedalon.
so Apu Rincon on YouTube says
YouTube probably.
they should have made a 420 Simpsons episode.
They did.
Maru25
kinda
says,
did.
"What up, Spark Up?" Jose says, "Damn,
Here's my
I'm
backpack.
dry as the Mojave Desert. Wish I had that
You're
jar.
gonna need it later.
Shoot, send some this way. Which strain is that or what?" Macheta says,
It's
"Vaya, word up." Anthony Nieves says, "How's everyone today? You guys are awesome."
Thank you.
That is
What about the gal?
laughing his ass off. Bikeski says,
He deleted his message.
"Oh, Apu Rincon on you. I'm new here.
I think this means
Welcome
YouTube.
back.
Go ahead.
Dad, what is mind?" I don't know what that means. Mad is matter. Oh,
Mind is
I
better.
got you.
John Brady says
There
Keystone
you go.
Copy must be talking about fucking
Wiggum?
Wiggum.
Wig.
Apu says he's from Newark, New Jersey. Shout out to Newark. Shout out to Red
Shout
Man.
out.
We did 2 Red Man videos. They're on this channel. Check them out.
I lived in Dirty Jers for a minute.
How do you say this guy's name?
Bikeski.
He says, what is matter? I don't know.
Ooh.
Machete wants to know how to super chat. There's a dollar amount on we're not asking anybody for anything, but there's a dollar amount on the bottom. That's how they do it. We'll read your chats anyway. You don't have to pay for them, but if you want to just donate, that's awesome too.
Thank you. That's cool.
He says Ralph is no Dr. Chaos. Risky Biz is saying he loves Butters. Jose says, I've never been stuck on a podcast before today. How often do you guys do these podcasts? This is the Mind Your Manners podcast. This is episode 12. You can see all the episodes on this channel.
Thursday.
We are every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern
We
time.
go live.
We go live. New York City time zone. I don't know where you are in the world, but the New York City
Eastern
time zone.
Standard
Eastern
Time.
Standard Time, yeah.
Um,
EST, baby.
Yes.
EST, baby.
Bakeski says my boogers are spicy. I just have to take your word for it. He says Jose says Butters is more popular than Ralph. Yeah, I'll give you that.
Mm-hmm.
And oh my God, I've been calling her Crandall. When they talk about Krabappel, wait, Bart's teacher's name is Krabappel. I've been calling her Crandall. I've been making an idiot of myself.
I've been making an ass of myself.
Richard Borgo says, no, they didn't get married. He must have been talking about Skinner and Krabappel.
Okay, thank you.
Good.
Thank you.
Flanders had 3 wives. He had Marge.
That was right.
He had a stripper, and he had
Yeah, the Vegas stripper.
Yeah, and he had
Homer, with Homer.
Mrs. Krabappel.
Great episode.
Shout out to Drama in the chat. Richard Borgo said she dated a comic book guy. You're not lying.
She dated everybody. She's like that one
Bakeski
girl in high school
says-
that you knew.
R.I.P. Marshall Wallace. Boom. Jose says,
Several
all
of
due
them.
respect to
She's
the
the one
beautiful
that
lady.
voiced,
No judgment. Mind your manners. Yeah, I like her.
All due respect to the beautiful lady. Jose says.
Wait, what
Apu
happened
says,
with that, miss?
do you know Springfield is a real town? We're going to get into that. Quarantine Cody.
What
What's
up?
up?
What
He
up?
says, hey, the crew. Sorry I'm stuck at work. NBC's
Don't worry,
first race
get
at
that
Indy is this season and I had some hiccups. Here to enjoy the podcast. Fuck yeah, Cody. That's what's up. Risky Biz says, the only stoner on the show is Apu, and he works with kids. Yikes. That's funny. Skull Dad. Springfield is...
I don't know.
Oh, yeah. We know what he meant.
Oh, he's saying he's saying Springfield is a combination of 6 real towns, so we're gonna get into that.
I feel like he's right.
Maz the Racer, he says Mrs. K married Ned for sure. And you know auto is auto spelled backwards. So we're gonna stop there.
If you're joining us for the first
we're
time,
we'll catch up with you. What's the next one?
This is the Mind Your Manners podcast. We're
Mind Your
talking
Manners.
about The Simpsons. Okay.
All things. Same.
Our
things
sponsors
Simpsons. Let's give
are
something away.
Insane OG.
What do you want to do? Prince? You want to do the Moe?
I know.
The
Why
Moe?
was Joe so mad at Tanya? Hit us.
That's a good one. He said it a
I
couple
wasn't
times.
mad.
He wasn't mad.
That was like, hit us up in the
I'm trying
chat.
to explain myself.
Hit us up in the chat.
Not a dumbass.
We never-
He's not dumb people.
You got mad at me
Was
for
that
getting
episode
mad at her more than I
four?
got
Dumb
mad at
people,
her.
episode 4.
Episode 4, dumb people.
Check it out.
We didn't give away this pack in the last one, so hit us up in the chat.
Okay.
What was
I
Tanya's
already forgot about it.
What was Tanya's last favorite character?
Affects the memory.
What was Tanya's last favorite character? You win the purple.
But she had 2 because she skipped me.
Listen,
Alright, so
if
we have to go
anybody
back
else
to
wants to be the
75.
production,
I know, I don't. I'm not
Production.
complaining.
So the
Trust me, I'm
episode
not.
the episode is sponsored by this beer right here. Be Real's collaboration with Sweetwater Brewery.
Dude, you're gonna
It's
show the
called-
one I haven't drank yet?
It's
Come
called
on.
Insane OG.
This shit's bomb, man. I'm telling you.
What's it taste like? Because I didn't.
It's a Mexican lager,
it's a
but it's
lager.
like it's got a hint of weed to it. It's hard to explain.
It has
it's
a
kind of like
citrus
eating an
note.
edible.
It's not infused, but he's
No,
saying
no,
it
no.
tastes like it
It's
might
got a
be.
hint.
It's like malty,
Yeah, it's got a hint of it. It's really good. It's
but
really
not
good.
like a Guinness. It's not like that.
I've had too much liquor since then to give it a better description.
It has lemon and citrus notes. It's a lager,
There you
but
go.
it's a little bit malty.
Yes.
Not heavy like a Guinness,
No.
but it is like a heavier lager.
Face
It'll go great
nice.
with spicy food, okay? It'll go
Yeah,
great
it's really
with
good.
barbecue
Really good.
or hamburgers.
You can go to the Sweetwater.
Sweetwater
.com
Brewing Company.
and type in your area code, and it'll show you where
It's
it
available
sells.
in 27 states.
Yeah, and it'll be
nationwide.
more soon. It's really
And every
good.
time we go to the store, this is not a lie.
It's
every
fucking
time
sold
we go
out
to
every
the
time,
store,
dude.
it's sold out.
Or we're buying the last 6-pack.
Yeah,
You know what
like,
I mean? And I'm like, dude, can you get more of these, dude?
Want more.
Can you not order 2 6-packs a week?
So,
the
if
fuck,
you're
dude?
one of the states that doesn't have it, or if you want to know where to go, call Sweetwater, contact your local liquor store, let them know you want the Insane OG from Sweetwater.
You checked
Company,
who won?
okay? And if you are a follower of Medical Edibles, and if you're not, you should, with Chef Tanya Nicole, we will be doing some episodes with the Insane OG beer.
Yep.
Okay, so stay tuned for that. Our second sponsor for the night
Some beer batter brats?
is Ashley Valentine. Ladies, or if you have a lady in your life, you're trying to woo someone, you're trying to get to know someone, and you're almost out of Corona, so you're going to meet in person, don't do this, because that would be creepy.
Damn, this
But
is-
if you're in a relationship, definitely buy your girl some Ashley Valentine. It's made,
It's not Ashley Madison.
homemade clothing, okay? Ashley was inspired by the people in her community in Mexico where she grew up, her mother and the other woman's.
Woman?
They worked in a clothing mill, so she makes these herself. Everything is handmade, okay? They're based out in Texas. You can reach her on the Instagram at Ashley Valentine
Oh, that's why
Shop.
you're in Texas.
Deep in the heart of Texas. And you can hit her up on the Ashley Valentine website. Well, not her personally, but you can shop for all of the merchandise, tops, skirts, bottoms. Like the colors are really vibrant, inspired by that culture, as well as Caribbean. All right, I think we're gonna go
It's
to
definitely
our
fly.
next
I mean,
topic.
I'd hit on those chicks. But I'd hit on most chicks.
They're
so.
cute. I want like all the outfits. All the outfits that I put up, I want. But that's neither here nor there. Our next topic for the day.
Man, we didn't even finish our characters.
Yeah, the thing we have those characters. Man.
Yeah, we did.
No, we didn't.
Okay, oh, you're right. They are our.
DL still has one, and I still have one.
That's true. My bad. Mr. DL, would you like to go next, or Endo Joe?
I'll go next.
There's so much.
Mine's up on the wall. We just talked about him. I mean, Phil Hartman, Troy McClure, man. Troy McClure was a fucking awesome character, man. Hi, my name's Troy McClure. You remember me such films as Christmas Ape and Christmas Ape Goes to Camp. You know what I mean?
No, Christmas Ape goes to summer camp.
Oh, summer camp. Excuse me.
You know who you should do?
But I mean, Phil Hartman was just. He didn't have to use a fake voice. He didn't have to. He just used his voice.
His
He
voice.
just talked
Yeah.
proper. He
Yeah.
talked like proper English. Like, the guy was fucking awesome, and his stupid bitch ass wife killed him. For some reason, we'll
Sad
never know.
story, yeah.
Yeah, it's a really sad story. And like,
I'm assuming
and
it's a
like he
mental
said,
health
like
issue.
he should have just been a regular cast of the show because he voiced two great characters that were always integral to the plot. Like Lionel Hutz was fucking always the Simpsons lawyer because Simpsons were poor. That's all they could afford.
Yeah, they always had the shit.
You know what I mean? But yeah, dude. Oh man.
Like the
Troy McClure was awesome, dude. I'm just saying, like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Troy McClure. You remember me from such school films as?
That's a good point. That
You know what I mean?
his voice was always the same no matter who he was playing.
Yeah, yeah.
Because he did play.
Even Lionel Hutz was just him without the properness of his voice.
Yeah.
He was just his normal. Come on, Mr. Simpson. You know what I mean?
Oh my god. So
Mr.
good.
Simpson.
He
Yeah,
was
yeah.
the best.
He was great, dude. He was awesome.
He was the best.
That was a tough hit, especially as a kid, like because I watched him on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, that
You
was,
know what I mean?
that was the first time.
We watched news radio growing up. Like we watched it every week,
He was
so
a
it
good
was like
actor.
it was a
He
tough
listened to
hit,
the acting
and it was
coach.
so like he wasn't like even if he did drugs, you didn't know about it. He wasn't like that
I don't know.
scandally or anything like
No.
that. Like his wife was nuts and like it was tragic.
It's all about the art.
Let's move
Alright,
on.
so
We're getting a little depressed. Let's move on.
Jose says, "Homegirl,
Jose,
damn, you looking
Jose.
good."
Oh,
That's
girl.
what he says right there.
Me, thank you.
Joe, you know you be doing it.
Let's
But I'm
get
gender
down
fluid
here.
now.
Quarantine Cody says, "Here in the hotel finally and watching, about to have a drink with you guys. We're about to have a drink in a second too. They're gonna have one. I'm gonna get into mine in a second." Machete is talking to someone in the chat on this one. I'm not sure what he's talking about because I'm so far back on that.
We don't know.
Jose says it's crazy how you can introduce a murderer as a cartoon character. That's fun. A child murderer. At
Child
that.
murder.
Talking about Sideshow Bob.
Yeah.
Skull Dad says in the Simpsons movie, Ned shows Bart the four corners of Springfield and how they border Nevada, Ohio, Maine, and Kentucky.
Yep.
Yeah.
I wanted to say that when we were going to bring it up. That's a good point.
We have smart.
It's
Yeah.
funny because my real
point.
Simpsons doesn't have any of those. My real state that the Simpsons in isn't have any of those, and I got some receipts to show it.
Like basically, it would be Oregon, right? Because that's where he
I was
grew
gonna
up,
say it
dude.
later,
You
but
know
it's
what
cool.
I mean?
All right.
Sorry.
Jose says cartoons are a trip, especially the ones we grew up with. Hell yeah.
For sure, man.
Machete's
They were
agreeing
a
with
lot. They were a lot like more not risky, but like there was nothing to hold back with our cartoons. It was like, you know what I mean? Like Tom and Jerry would kill each other. You know what I mean? Like Elmer Fudd shot himself with a shotgun. You know what I mean?
Apu in the chat, he's saying just sub and help them grow up. Like how it's cool. So sub our channel, hit the like button, leave a comment. Machete's laughing. R.I.P. Phil Hartman, Skull Dad says. Jose says he's in Los Angeles. Shout out to Los Angeles. Shout out to Cypress Hill sponsoring this episode.
Yeah.
Skull Dad said the Bart for the win. That one went over my head. Machete
Maybe
says
his favorite
peace to
character,
LA.
Bart for the win.
Skull Dad says Snake is sort of an anti-hero more than a true villain. That's true.
I do love Snake. He's a great character, dude.
Sight Trucks says, "What's up, bro?
Oh,
What's
he's got
up,
a pack
bro?"
of smokes on his arm.
Jose, thank you. We need it to be. We need it.
Legit
Thank
reminds me
you.
of my
We
uncle.
need it. Peace to the world and everyone that is loved and unloved. All right, cool. Risky Biz is showing his love for Maggie in the chat.
One of the best.
So Machete won in the chat. The picture thing. Boom. Machete, you want a pack of seeds? Send your info to the Mind Your Manners podcast page on Facebook or Instagram. You want a pack of seeds? Word up.
All right, last one. Last favorite character. It's you, Mr. DL. If you're ready. Have we caught up?
No, we haven't caught up, but that's good for
let's
now.
keep
That's
up.
good for now.
That's good for now. We'll
Your
come back.
last favorite character is definitely one of my favorite characters.
I forget who it is.
Oh man, come on, you know who it is.
Ah, Moe Szyslak. Shout out to Moe.
Moe is the character that, like, if you've ever been depressed, you relate to Moe.
Yes.
'Cause
He's so sad.
He's just like, and he tries to be happy. You know what I mean? He tries so hard.
And friendly.
And yeah, he tries so hard. Like he'll make his weird smile,
Here-
and everybody like he'll like people scream when they see him and shit.
Here are my points on Moe. Moe is the biggest dirtbag on the show.
He is,
but
you
you love him.
You love him exactly.
Here's a reason.
Exactly,
Here's a
exactly.
reason why he's a dirtbag. He's in love with his best friend's wife,
Yep.
Marge. He loves Marge.
And he doesn't care.
He's another dirtbag because he reads to sick children at the hospital, but he doesn't want anyone to know. in threat of beating you up for telling anybody that he reads to sick kids at the hospital.
That's a good point.
He's the only character on television where suicide is fun. When he tries to kill himself, it's funny.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
You know, like
you're
you
right.
laugh. Like,
He can never do it right.
but he puts his head in the oven or
You're laughing. Yeah,
or he
yeah,
like
yeah.
hangs himself and the whole roof falls down. Or whatever. Like suicide's so unfunny, but when Moe
It's not.
tries it, it's fucking
If
hilarious.
you've got issues, call the hotlines and the helplines. They're available for you.
The running gag that
That's-
he's
that's-
super ugly, and the one episode where he gets a facelift. And he
Oh,
becomes,
no, the one where he wins the duff contest, and they put him in the calendar, and they put all the stickers over him.
yeah.
And he's there peeling all the stickers up, and he finally sees his mug. That's the one where he gets the facelift.
First,
Right? Yeah.
For some reason, he's dirt poor. Like he's the poor, like as poor.
Yeah. But his bar always stays open.
As poor as Cletus is poor. And the other was one of my favorite Moe moments. I just wanted to bring it up was when he takes the lie detector test, and they keep asking him all. You tell it.
Oh my god, dude. They're like, he's like, all right, I gotta get out of here. I got a hot date. He's like, well, all right, I'm watching Skinamax. All right, I'm googling the Victoria's Secret catalog. He's like, the Sears catalog. Bing. He goes, get this thing off, man. I don't deserve this. Fucking great, dude. Moe's a great character.
That's so funny.
Poor Moe.
Moe's a great character, dude. That's again. I wanted to. Your five were like the ones I wanted to pick, but I'm like, my five were my other five because I picked 10. You know what I mean? Oh, favorite celebrity guest.
That's what's coming.
So there's a lot of celebrity guests. So we only picked one each, so we didn't have to go into this for a long time.
I think we do a giveaway here.
Oh, giveaway.
Then we do
Let's
a
do the
giveaway.
Moe one.
Then we do then Bobo's gonna talk to us.
We just talked about Moe
Babe?
so much.
Here's the babe. Here's the.
Let's
the
give
thing
away the
right
Moe
here.
pop.
Oh.
Remember, favorite characters, and we're gonna give away. So we're gonna give away Moe since we're talking about him.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Fucking.
Think of a Moe question.
Let me think of a Moe question.
You got it right up the top.
You
Come
get
on. A Moe question.
You
yo.
get the Bobo
A
stuff
Moe
ready,
question,
man.
yo.
And I'm gonna think of a Moe question.
Yeah, come on, you gotta think of it on top. Bang, bang, boom, bang, bang.
The first person in the chat to tell us what Moe stole from Homer to become a success wins this Moe Szyslak pop doll.
Come on, man.
So that's it right there. The first person.
Tick, tock. In the next 60 minutes. Tick, tock, tick, tock.
So what do you think? Did they?
I don't know. You switched the
Yeah,
screen.
Okay.
We can't watch, yo. We can't watch, yo.
So I gotta go check the chat, and then we'll get boom, Maz the Racer. You won.
You got it.
Yep.
All right. Send your info.
Send your info
Yep.
to the page, the Facebook or Instagram, Mind Your Manners podcast page. You won a flaming Moe.
No.
I mean, sorry.
That was the
Moe.
answer.
No,
You
no.
want a Moe pop.
You want a Moe Szyslak. You good?
I need a shot.
I think so.
Well, no, we're going on to the celebrity guest.
No, we have 2 things to do before that. We got
Oh. Excuse me.
we got the.
Oh yeah,
giveaway.
yeah. We got our one of our sponsors.
You just did the giveaway, but you said you wanted to do the.
Yeah, we got want to know Bobo's favorite character.
Yeah.
Before we move on.
Good, I'm going to pee.
Oh, Indo Joe's going to pee. Let me go through these chats while she loads this up. Let's see. Bam, 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 bam. Snake is the true villain. Maggot. Yo, yo, yo. Shout out to Ray Diaz. He says, "What's up? Join the chat. Hit the like button and subscribe." Risky Biz. You in LA? He's talking to Jose. You have access for Bud? Oh my God! It's that kind of show, ladies and gentlemen.
Uh-oh.
It is the selling weed in the chat kind of show. Zeus is in the chat. He says, "What's up in this bitch?" Everyone go like Zeus. He got some beats coming out. Machete is laughing at us over here. Jose says, "Oh my God, I'm not gonna read it." Quarantine Cody says, "Sweetwater Brewery coming out of Georgia. Awesome. Yeah, you should check it out. Sweetwater Brewery, Cypress Hill. They sponsored this episode with this. The Insane OG mashup with Sweetwater Brewery. There's no weed in it. It just tastes like it. Risky Biz. Back when cartoons were edgy, Ren or Stick. I think they're edgier now, but these type of cartoons definitely paved the way for that. Jose said they had a lot of racism. They were wild at least for the most part. I'm not sure who had
Redemption
racism.
assistants go get
but
fired, but
The minorities in The
Safer.
Simpsons are all positive characters, so I never got the whole racism thing. All right, here, break it down. You're racist against black people, but your black characters are a upstanding cop who's not dirty. That's the worst one. All right. Your next one is a nuclear physicist. Your next one is a doctor who is married to a lawyer. Your next one is Apu, who's a business owner.
I ended up taking a shit. I'm joking.
Oh my god.
I'm just joking.
Wait.
And whatever, but I'm just saying, to go off subject, that's what I just want to say about if he was saying that this show was racist, because that's what I don't agree with.
Our show?
No, mind your manners.
Neither.
Mind your manners, man.
manners.
We ain't
Neither.
racist, man.
Neither us nor the
We love
Simpsons.
everybody, man.
A couple wrong guesses. Jose says I'm down for a pack of seeds.
We got a couple left to give away.
We got some left. So Maz the Racer won the Flaming Moe. Richard Beauregard was the second. If Maz the Racer doesn't send up his info, Richard Beauregard, you're gonna win. DJ Shortcut says that this is a hard question. Zeus got the wrong answer and then remember it last minute. Shout out to Jared. He missed it in the chat. Maz the Racer sent us his
No,
his
I'm not playing anything.
his Facebook page, that address. That's awesome. Zeus is saying he tagged us in a Facebook post. I gotta go see it. Risky Biz is talking about the couch. We'll get there. Limping for greatness. Shouting out Zeus.
What up, Zeus?
What up?
Zeus from L-Town.
Jose, you're right. He stole the Flaming Hover and turned it into the Flaming Moe. So are we good with the next?
Yeah. Oh, wait, hold up.
So we asked Eric Bobo from Cypress Hill what his favorite Simpsons characters were, and we asked him some other questions too. But since we're on this right here, we're gonna get his answer. I'm not sure if you're following him. It's Eric_Bobo, and here we go.
Cypress Hill, baby.
What's good, everybody? Eric Bobo from the mighty Cypress Hill coming at you. Quarantine time. Hope everybody's masking up. Here in the Mighty Manners podcast. And here my man, Mr. DL, is
That's you.
giving away a gift for y'all people that are seeing this episode. All things Simpsons. I mean, well, you know, Simpsons and Cypress, they go back a ways. But as a fan, I've always, checked out the Simpsons. And early on, my favorite character was Bart. But over the years, it turned into Homer. Because Homer was, even though he was geeky and all that stuff, he was cool, and he was kind of like that guy that, you'd be cool hanging out with.
Yeah,
So I always,
I love that.
like I said, I always thought that part was cool. But later on, it was my favorite, became Homer Simpson.
He's right there, 100%, dude.
Come on, man. Got Eric Bobo on the fucking podcast, man.
and dude, he's like, I'm like the same way though. Like when I was a kid, Bart was my shit, and then like when you get older, you're like, Homer's the fucking. I relate to Homer now more that I'm older. But that was dope, dude. I mean, come on, Eric Bobo, you don't know who he is, the drummer of Cypress Hill, like.
Come on, man.
And before that, he was the drummer for Beastie Boys, and he did the drums on the Counting Crows album. He did fucking. The guy's been performing live.
He's been in A Sea of Green.
What? Oh shit!
That's probably his claim to fame.
He's been in Weekend Warriors.
I don't know, man. Sea of Green is probably his claim to fame.
Oh, definitely.
But he played Evan in the Weekend
Watch
Warriors.
it on the ill-mannered films. You can watch the whole movie.
Ray Diaz is saying his favorite character is the Asian dentist. Mind your manners. Dentist is offensive. Jose says, who won the prize? I did or what? No, you didn't win the prize, but we got more coming. Don't worry.
We got more coming.
Apu, thank you. No problem. Machete says the God. Talk about Eric Bobo, I'm sure.
Celebrity guest?
Baya Barikwa. Bobo the Don 1. Peace. From Machete. I'm talking about cartoons altogether that I grew up with. That's what Jose is saying in the chat. Risky Biz is saying shout out to Eric Bobo. And Machete is saying yes.
Bobo.
Get acquainted to See Agree the movie.
Yes, sir.
What do we got next?
So we're
Celebrity
going to
guest.
talk to celebrity guest.
I think you're a pro, Steve.
As always.
All right, this is a nice fucking segue. This is what you call a segue, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right.
Is there a funnier music guest where they play themselves?
I don't know.
See?
I don't necessarily think that there was too much of them
was
being
perfect.
funny.
No,
it was
perfect.
just awesome to me.
It was perfect, dude. Come on.
When they
Come
stole
on.
the...
I like
When
those
they're
guys.
like, all right, who ordered the orchestra? Possibly While High, Cypress Hill. I'm looking your way. And then they're like, oh shit, man, did we order the highs? Maybe we did. Yeah. You guys know Insane in the Brain? Come on, man, dude, that shit was brilliant, dude. And then they're on stage going, boom, 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 with the orchestra's playing Insane in the Brain. Beautiful, dude. Back in the day, dude.
So this was, when I was a kid, I was the most excited about this cameo. When
Yeah,
I
'cause
saw
you were
this
already a Cypress fan.
when I saw this cameo was gonna be out, I was just, oh my god! And then I seen the minute they had lines that was like, it was the craziest celebrity cameo to me. I think the funniest one was Mel Gibson, but I think this was the best one, my favorite.
This was awesome, yeah. Because we were hip hop fans, and it was like this was like I was saying. I'm pretty sure this was the first hip hop artist to be on The Simpsons.
Yeah, probably.
Correct me
okay.
if I'm wrong in the chat. If I'm wrong in the chat, point me out. But I know they've had musicians before, but I'm pretty sure The Hill is the first hip hop act
Read them before
to be right. Am I right? Right or wrong?
I'm saying that you're right.
I think I'm right, dude. I can't remember a hip hop act before.
Who's the DJ?
That's supposed to be Muggs.
No,
Oh, in the background.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, huh?
Who is that guy?
I don't know. That's weird, huh?
We're gonna find out. If you know who that is, in the chat, you get a free pack of seeds.
No, because someone should make some up.
Oh, you gotta
All
have proof.
right, let's shout out some people in the chat. We got Goldie 325. Hello, Chef Tiny Nicole. How you doing? I am doing just great. How are you doing? Welcome to the Mind Your Manners podcast. Thank you for joining us from Medical Edibles. And then we have Jose. I know I didn't say show is racist.
Oh, he was talking about the Simpsons. Okay.
Darth Vapor 2395. Gigantic boobs. Nice. Thank you. I'll thank my parents. I got it from my grandmama.
She was reading it like it was a
I told her to read it too. I gave her the heads
My
up to read
tip
it first.
says, Darth Vader 2395. I love that one as well.
He's talking about the Cypress
I
Hill
think
episode.
it is. Machete clapping.
Oh, it's so good.
Money No Love says, she's hella. Ding. With a smiley
Talking
face.
about she's hella cute. That's what she was saying.
Machete says, there's always one or a few of those.
Yeah.
And then Richard
Switching that,
Beauregard
table
says,
good.
Cypress Hill. And last but not least, Jared Sosa is like dying. He's if you don't know that, that's Puerto Rican for LOL.
Isn't it J A H A H A H? They always every time I'm talking to a Spanish person and I make a joke online and then they reply with a ha ha ha. It always starts with the J.
That is
Limpin'
also
the Greatness says.
That's a Spanish thing.
because that's Spanish for ha 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 because the J is a ha.
Okay.
Limpin' the Greatness in the chat says, according to Google, they were the first rappers on The Simpsons, and it was in season 7.
Yes, I was right. Thank you.
So we'll send you an extra something. Limpin' for Greatness is cleaning up.
Oh man, you do.
A little
Send
note
us
from
your
everybody.
info.
We got his info.
You guys
I got
info
it.
now.
Yeah, this
Thank
dude's
you.
cleaning it up, man.
Oh look, I need a lighter. Someone give me a lighter.
Zeus in the chat says, hey, keep it in your pants, boys. Her man is literally sitting right next to her.
You can appreciate.
Comic book guy has a girl in this universe.
It, but I don't need anyone to defend me. Thank you for the
You
compliment.
take it.
I know where I lay my head at night, but thank you. I appreciate it.
I laid my head
Ain't no
where I
Me
feel
Too
like it.
movement here yet. I can handle it.
I think
Me
you're
three,
next.
according to this guy in the
I
chat.
think you're next to the celebrity guest, right?
You're up.
Yep.
Celebrity guest.
One of
Celebrity
my
guest,
favorite
Tanya.
celebrities, because I feel like I can relate to her. Like, I feel like we could hang out. Because, like, she's cool. She's humble. Even though she's mad famous.
Who's mad famous?
Drew Barrymore.
Oh yeah, Drew Barrymore. Oh yeah,
She
that's right.
was a child actor.
Yeah. E.T.
My
E.T.
first movie that I ever went to the movie theater for, one of
E.T.
my favorite childhood movies.
And then she plays Krusty's kid. Like, dude, this was like a trivia yesterday with us. Because remember, I was like, I came up the top. I said, I'm pretty sure Drew Barrymore played Krusty's kid, and then none of us could get it, and you had to Google it, and it's an awesome role, right?
I didn't know this one off the top that it was Drew Barrymore's kid.
That's why you need a teammate
sure if we're still
for your
possible.
Simpsons trivia contest. We're gonna get.
That one I didn't know. I will not lie in the chat. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Let's move on to the next one because we're.
That's me.
Yeah, here we go.
The next one we talked about it earlier. Come on, man. Danny DeVito was Herb Powell, dude.
Danny
Come on, man.
DeVito.
Homer's brother. Homer's fucking stepbrother, dude.
Someone said it in the chat.
Yeah,
man.
someone said this in the chat for sure.
He was a piece of shit, but this was a great episode. He was a good uncle to his family, but Homer kind of fucked him over. And
Homer built this car for him
And then he came
destroyed
up
his
with
business.
He came up with the, he came back and he came up with the baby speaking thing, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It translated what Maggie said.
Exactly,
into
you're absolutely
real
right.
worlds.
You're absolutely right.
Real words.
Yep.
Excuse me.
And he became rich again.
All right.
He was like, I'm never coming back to
Springfield
yeah.
again.
Let's go to the next. We're going to go to our favorite pet real quick.
Really
We're going to blow through this pet one.
No, giveaway?
No, we're going to go through
we
this
already
pet.
did that, sorry. Favorite pet.
Favorite pets.
Hit us up at Mr. DL.
DL's first.
At Chef Tony Nicole.
All right.
Indo Joe
My favorite
710.
pet. We're just going to blow right through this. My favorite pet is Stampy. Easily Stampy. I know everyone wants to say Santa's Little Helper, but I think Stampy is the best.
It was
pet.
a great episode.
Or the funniest pet. I'm sorry, maybe the funniest pet.
No, it was an awesome pet, dude.
Yeah, he protected.
That's what your pet means to you?
Who's yours? Then who's yours?
Because he's hating us
Boom.
as a helper.
Like I was saying earlier, man, he's a part of the family, dude.
What?
That's a
This is-
child. If you have a dog, you know what I'm talking about. That is a child, dude.
This is like one of the few times you see Bart looking angelic like. Like a child.
Remember how? No, look at we got Santa's Little Helper right here.
Santa's Little Helper is on the show today.
He's the best.
Santa's Little Helper is here.
That's Bonesy on the weekends.
Remember the episode where they get a new dog and Bart orders a new dog and then gives away Santa's, and remember how sad he was after?
He was the
He's
first
a part of the
He
family,
was like
dude.
Maggie.
He was
He
like, yo, I
didn't
just
have
lost my
words.
best friend.
But
And then, of course, my favorite. Come on, man, Duncan, man, Furious D
with his number spray painted on his belly.
Come on, man,
Hard.
Furious
Hard.
D,
Look
man.
at that face. He's hard.
Come on, man.
And look at.
If you've ever played Red Dead Redemption, this is what we name our horse every time.
Yeah, that's true. That's our
Furious D.
horse's name. So cool. Favorite pets. We're done.
Yeah.
Why don't we ask Termanology
Oh.
what his favorite character was before we move on to our episodes?
Damn,
Mark your banner.
I didn't even know about this. Terminology,
So make sure you follow Termanology on Instagram, Termanology ST.
He's got a new single coming out Friday.
Yeah, he's gonna talk about that in here.
Yeah, he produced the track. I'm pretty sure
Styles P.
Pretty sure Styles P from the Locks is on it.
And
This shit's
We're
pretty
going to
dope.
favorite episode, right?
Yeah,
That's
no.
what we're doing.
Terminology,
We
man.
want a terminology first.
Yeah.
Come on, technical difficulties over here. While we're doing that,
Yes.
technical difficulties. Let's do a shot.
Oh,
No. Oh man, come on, Miss Producer.
Listen,
Miss
if you
Producer.
want to do
You
it,
are going
right?
all out, Miss Producer.
I'm sorry, I'm having problems. You're
Come
supposed
on.
to back me up, not put me
Well,
down.
I mean- Just shake your jigglies. You'll be all good. People will be cool with that.
See, I was at the right thing. I have to wait.
she's absolutely.
I know it's this thing.
Okay, she knows what it is. So our next giveaway is going to be these wrap. Joe wants to do 2 packs of these wrap.
Of course, you know.
See, you guys have no-
one of my
Pause, that's not it.
favorites, like,
Joe wants to do 2 packs of these. One of a kind. Actually, no. There's 2 one of a
these are
kinds,
prints.
right? Even these are prints.
These are prints, but there were only 20 copies in existence.
Okay.
And then I burnt the original.
So we're doing wrap packs. Ice Cube, Beastie Boys, Raekwon, Sean Price, Fresh Prince, Eazy-E. We're gonna give these out in the next 5 or 10 minutes when I figure out what we're gonna give them out for.
We're
So
gonna
these
do
are the
2.
next.
We'll do 2.
Yeah, 2.
So
We're
you'll
gonna
get
split them
3
up.
each.
We're gonna split them up. We're not even gonna tell you what way. So if you know, it's just we're gonna split them up. So we're gonna give two of these away in the next 5-10 minutes, just so
Well,
we can.
Terminology here. I want to give a big shout out to my peoples. Mind Your Manners podcast.
That's us.
Pay attention, man. They making waves out here.
Waves.
Right now, we talking Simpsons. One of my favorite shows since the 80s, man. Since a kid, always used to wear the shirts to school with the Bart, you know, all the different type of variations.
Damn,
of
I had
man.
that
So
shirt.
shout out to that. Favorite character would have to be Homer. I think, you know,
You're
as a
right.
grown up, it's Homer because
Always
I
Homer,
understand
man.
what it takes to be a dad. I understand what it takes to be, you know, to make mistakes as a dad and, it just kind of made me laugh and related to me how he would always, trying to be whoop Bart's ass and choke him, chase him around the house, and but he never did that to Lisa. So
yeah, he's right.
It kind of relates to my life where, like, my dad would always check me and whip my ass, but my sister never got hit. So it's reality.
The Lisa pick.
And then also, people know, if you know me, I love liquor, man. So Moe's Tavern,
yeah,
the scenes in there was always real cool, man. So shout out to Moe, and shout out to Bart, shout out to Homer, Marge, Maggie, everybody, man. Shout out to Mr. DL.
Yeah,
thanks, man.
Termanology here. New single dropping this Friday featuring Styles P.
Yeah.
No full feed, produced by yours truly. Love is love, man. Ology. Mind your manners.
That's what's up, man.
Make sure you go download that when it comes out on Friday.
Yeah, man. Thank you, Termanology, for that.
We have a lot going on in the chat. We'll try to catch up. But what's the next thing we got going on?
Well, we're gonna jump into episodes, man.
All right, so let's go into episodes. We're talking favorite episodes.
Before we start this episode, let's get something clear. Like, when we started this, we had to come up with 10 episodes off our top of our head without doing research, like just ones that would come to our head. And then once we picked them and started going over it, we remembered other episodes that were great episodes, but we had to stick to our guns, our original 10. But you know what I mean? We had to stick to it. Like, we didn't want to cheat you and then look them up and go, oh, these were my greatest, these were my greatest.
Here's an example. I picked my 10 episodes, and then last night while I was watching those 10 episodes, just to refresh on them, I was like, wait,
I didn't do that.
I don't want this episode, I want this episode. But I didn't do it. I kept the episode. But whatever, here we go.
Yeah.
First one up.
There's a lot of episodes.
So let's just go through
There's a lot of great episodes, man.
We're going to start right here in the chat if you have any of your favorite episodes.
Well, this is you, Mr. DL.
Oh, God, dude.
So this right here, in my opinion, is widely considered the greatest Simpsons episode. So I wanted to put it first. This is
Homer's Enemy.
Homer's Enemy, and Frank Grimes is the villain. But this is why I say it is the.
Hank Azaria voice.
This is why I say it is the greatest Simpsons episode, because
so great.
Perhaps the B story is even better than the A story. Because
dude, you're absolutely right.
The B story is Bart gets a factory.
Yeah, and Homer and Milhouse works for him.
Yeah.
Milhouse works as security for him.
Yeah.
He's like, nobody goes over to eat. He goes, your son owns a factory.
So what's
you're eating
better?
Lobster for dinner?
What's better, Frank Grimes or the factory? I don't know, man.
That's a tough one. But the best part about it is you get it all in one episode.
True.
So that you don't have to choose. You get it all in one, baby. Dude, that's a great episode to jump off with, man. That is a great episode. He goes, oh, what's this? Electrical wires? Well, I don't have to put gloves on because I'm Homer Simpson.
So
and
if
he
you never,
fucking kills himself, dude.
So if you've never seen it, the episode is basically about this guy, Frank Grimes.
Spoiler alert.
He's had it rough his whole life. He's had to work so hard for everything. Nothing was ever handed to him. And he goes and meets his exact opposite in Homer Simpson, and he realizes this guy has skated through life
and been more successful than he is.
And the entire episode, he hates him and loathes him, and then
he's the
very last minute he decides, I'm just gonna be like you, and dies in 1 minute of trying to be as dumb as Homer Simpson.
And no, the best part is Homer loved him. Homer wanted to be his friend all the time. Homer invited him over, tried to impress him,
and he just got madder and madder.
He got mad at him so much, dude.
Goldie325 in the chat says, tell Joe to mind his manners. I don't know if you mean Jose in the chat, but Darth Vapor says...
What did I say?
No, I think he's talking to the guy who said the boobs thing. Darth Vapor says, I love the Halloween episodes and the one when he fights Peter Griffin. That's cool.
See the Treehouse of Horrors, we wanted to address that, but it would take too long.
Yeah, we're going to do it in
another episode. Part two. So make sure you hit the subscribe and the bell notice, because... we're going to be doing part 2, and it's going to be all about all that shit and a lot more, dude. So
Darth Vapor also says...
great tag name.
He likes the Cypress Hill one. And he wants to... Zeus in the chat wants to know if you watch Rick and Morty.
I do.
Joe does, yes. We have watched some.
I tried to get them into it, but...
I've watched it before.
I'm trying to say, like, it's one of them, those cartoons, you got to watch it. You can't, like, drift off at all. You got to watch it. You know
all right, so this is my second favorite episode.
God, I love this episode too, dude.
Coronavirus. Right here.
God bless you.
Hey, Scorpio.
Coronavirus. This is when Homer gets a better job opportunity, and he moves his whole family. And at first, they all love the place. It's like the greatest place ever. And then, like a week later, they all hate the place because it's not
Homer.
Springfield. But this is like the best boss ever. He's basically like a Bond villain. If you've never seen it, but I think this is
Homer thrives so good in this episode. Like he just he's at the candy machine, and the Bond runs by him and he tackles him, and this boss comes over. Hanks comes over. He's like, "Good job, Homer." He's like, "Well, gee, thanks." You know what I mean? He's like, you're gonna have a new story on your house when you get home, and everybody hates it. Like Bart's allergic to everything. No, Lisa's allergic to everything. Bart's the dumbest fucking kid in the school. The house cleans itself, so Marge hates it.
So bored.
Yeah.
She's so
bored.
She starts drinking.
Homer's having the best time of his life, dude.
Yeah.
And then he takes the sacrifice and goes back to Springfield for his family.
But he gets to own the Broncos.
Which you made a perfect point not too long ago, which is why Homer's able to do whatever he wants to do, travel wherever he wants to travel.
Yeah.
He owns the Denver Broncos, dude.
They don't live like they're rich, but he
owns the Denver Broncos, so he still works at the plant because he wants a job. He wants to be able to get out of the house.
Darth Vapor
He wants to go hang out with his homies.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Hang out with his friends.
Go sleep at work all day with his feet up. Dude, that'd be awesome, dude.
Darth Vapor in the chat. Don't worry about it, man. Say what you want to say. We were just fucking with you.
Yeah, man. Say what you want to say, man.
Yeah.
This is mind your manners, man. Just say what you want.
Maz the Racer. He says his favorite episode is when Homer enters the third dimension and gets sucked into the real world. That was cool.
That's the Treehouse Horse. That is on my list.
Darth Vapor.
Episode 2, we'll be talking about that.
Darth Vapor, we're going to talk about yours soon, actually, so I'm not even going to mention it. All right, you can skip the next one. This one, watch that episode, though. It'll be funny. Go to the next one, I mean. So. This is you, babe.
This is one of my favorites. So, Bart skips out of school and he stumbles upon basically the Italian mob.
What's it, Joe Magliota?
He's short of a consigliere. Once he starts working there, he's sweeping, he's talking to the guys.
He makes that's what it is. He makes the Manhattan.
Listen, I grew up in an Italian Bronx neighborhood. It was
like, go make us a Manhattan. He doesn't know how to do it.
I said, I grew up in the Bronx, in an Italian and Asian neighborhood, and we had a bar down the street, and it was like, you just knew that, you don't go in there. You don't really see people go in, but, you knew that there was a bar in the corner. But,
it was pissed.
Everything was respect, and it was true. Our neighborhood, ain't nobody fucking our neighborhood. We didn't have, vandalism. We didn't have, people's cars didn't get towed. You didn't mess with anybody's cars. It was just all about respect. Yeah. Everybody knew, you just respect each other, and you don't do that shit around here. And that's how, it just reminds me of that. And he was just, with his little suit at the end, he became a little mini consigliere. He's like, oh, Bart, I need you to go do this. And then his dad finds it. He's like,
it was like a Bronx Tale Goodfellas.
It does. It did. I think I loved it.
Look, he starts to get all gangster there.
Yeah, he's like, yo, move back.
Remember when they were milking rats?
This is so gross. And they were selling it to the school.
All right, what we got next?
Next, Joe, you're up.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah, this is my actually favorite episode.
This is your number one favorite episode?
Yes. Deep Space Homer. So it starts off with everybody in the plant has had Employee of the Month besides him. So he knows he's going to get it next. And they end up giving it to an inanimate rod. So if you've seen the episode, you know what I'm talking about. And he gets so fucking mad. And then he just gets so mad at everything. And he goes home and he just wants to kick it. And the remote, the batteries in the remote die. And they go to change the channel because NASA's on with the launch. And they go to unplug, and the TV unplugs, they can't turn it off. They get all nervous for watching the launch because it's so boring. And then he ends up calling them, giving them shit. But before he calls them, they're having a board meeting on going our ratings are down. We need more ratings. We need an everyday average guy. And they, like this, and they flip it on. It's Married with Children. He's like, oh, no pig, and he flushes the toilet. And then Homer calls them literally, and he's like, you guys suck. You're a bunch of sucky sucks, fucking. And then hold on a second, and he flushes the toilet. They're all excited. They go, yes. they go down there and he blames it on Barney.
Yeah.
And then realizes it's NASA, so he says it's him, and then they end up taking them both, and they have to go for a test.
But Barney's actually really
Barney's
good at
way
it.
better.
Yeah.
He stops drinking. He's way better. And
Here's-
then at the end, they go, Barney, you want to hear? Here's a celebratory drink. Then he takes a drink of champagne. And he goes, oh my God, it's the booze! And he fucking goes nuts, dude. And he goes, that was non-alcoholic booze. You know what I mean? So Homer wins by default. He's like, default, the two best words in the English language.
The funniest part of the episode is one of Homer's dumbest moments. He's crying, sad, talking to Marge on the phone about how he doesn't want to go. And she's trying to console him. And he forgets he's talking to her and starts dialing her number. And she's like,
you're absolutely right. It's so great. It's like, Homer. Okay, a great fact on the space station up above Earth.
He's
It's
violent,
flying.
people.
This episode's at the space station for the astronauts to watch.
oh yeah, the finished actual real life
Yeah,
episode.
the actual space. The best part about this episode is when they're on the re-entry, and the two actual astronauts, Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong, they're singing, they're humming "Glory, Glory, Hallelujah" because they're nervous about dying. They're trying to get that American pride back in them. And Homer starts singing those crispy golden grams, and that it just makes to this day it makes me laugh because that's what calms him down. Is the Golden Graham
Singing that song.
the Golden Graham theme song. And then at the end, what actually saves them is an inanimate carbon rod, which beat him in the fucking for winning Employee of the Month. So at the end, he comes out, holds the rod up, and the cover of Time magazine is his hand with the rod, and then they have a parade with the rod going around, and then he's like, "Let's go home," and they're like, "Wow, I want to see a picture of the rod." You remember that? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That's why that episode is like full circle, like perfect. That episode's perfect. That's why, to me, that is my favorite episode where it was like nothing wrong with that episode.
And then you have another one, Joe, right?
Back to back. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My second favorite episode is Marge versus the Monorail, dude.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Conan O'Brien. You have to know who he is. Wrote this episode, dude.
Might have heard
Come on,
of
man.
it.
Conan O'Brien.
O'Brien,
Man, you know
right there.
Conan O'Brien. He
Everybody
wrote
knows
this
Conan
episode.
Come on.
And if you watch it, rewatch it, knowing that, you're gonna go, yes, Conan O'Brien wrote this episode. You know what I mean? Like the song is Conan 100%. You know what I mean? Just the whole concept, like, and then the way Homer wins the Homer wins the conductor of the monorail, because the guy's a scheme artist. If you haven't seen it, and he's getting ready to leave, and Homer's like, whoa, well, who won? Everybody's like, well, who's the conductor? He goes, you right there. And Homer goes, me? He goes, yeah, you. That's how he wins the monorail. That's like brilliant, dude. You know what I mean? And then, so the monorail's going out of control. Marge is like, right? She's like, oh, we got a scientist here. And he goes, Batman? She goes, no, it's not. No. And he goes, Batman's a scientist. It's not Batman, Homer. I don't know. This episode's great. Leonard Nimoy as cast. The guy that sells it to him, Phil Hartman, one of my favorites, man. You know what I mean? This is my second favorite episode, dude.
All right. What did I want to say about this?
It's Monorail. It's a great episode, dude. Monorail.
You got some ashes on shit.
Monorail.
The possums in the
Oh,
wiring.
fuck.
I call the big one bitey.
The big one bitey, dude.
This is a good episode. All right, what's
This
next?
is a great
Moving on.
episode, dude.
Oh, it's you.
This is one of my okay. After this round.
Ladies who
Okay.
independent.
After this round, we're gonna give away the first pack of
Hip hop art.
hip hop. All right, why don't you show them while I'm telling you? All right, so this is one of my favorite episodes when Marge is sick of being a housewife and she wants to have her own thing. So she decides she's gonna sell pretzels and it's not working. So Homer goes to the mob and he's like, I need you to help. I need you to help my wife. And so Fat Tony helps Marge out. And Marge doesn't know.
That's
And-
right. I forgot it was Fat Tony.
And Fat Tony just muscles the whole town's food racket.
Yeah.
And
because the profits weren't good, so they start selling, and Marge has no idea why her pretzel thing is so good. You're absolutely right. It was Fat Tony. I completely forgot about that, dude. That's where you got the loan money, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So
damn, I didn't even think of that.
So whatever. Fat Tony comes to Homer and he's like, "Hey Homer, what's up with the pretzel money?"
No.
That's what he says.
What's up with
What's
the
up with the pretzel money?
No,
Oh
monies.
my God!
Yeah,
Wait.
monies.
Is this the one that ends?
What's
with
Yeah,
up
hold
with
on.
pretzel
Oh
money?
So-
my God.
So Fat Tony comes to Homer and he's like, "What's up with the pretzel money?" And Homer's like, "Oh, it's good, thanks." And Fat Tony's like, "For me, I'd let it go, but it's my wife. It's all day. What's up with the pretzel monies? What's up with the pretzel monies?"
Pretzel money.
And
What's up with the
and
pretzel
so on
money?
and so forth. That's what he
Oh
says.
my
And so
God.
forth.
Pretzel money.
And Homer's like,
What's
"Fat
up with
Tony,
pretzel money?
did the mob only agree to do me a favor to get something in return?"
When you
So-
talk about brilliant writing, that's what you talk about.
So
dude.
Homer doesn't pay him, and the next morning, Fat Tony shows up to kill Homer Simpson. But at the same time, all the people who have been beaten up by the mob in town band together, and they hire the Japanese mafia, and the Japanese mafia shows up at the same time.
Yeah.
You're not
And then there's a
having
whole fucking ill fight
It
at the end.
ends with the one guy just sitting there the whole time like this.
Yeah, and
And Marge's like, let's go inside before something happens. And Homer's like, but wait, that one guy that's been standing there hasn't done anything. The one guy that stands there and does nothing always does something great. And then they cut to black, and then all you hear is fucking karate noises, and he's like, ah!
Well, it's
I
not
told
karate
you.
because they're Japanese, but yeah.
What's your, you got one. No, I think I got one more.
Yeah, you got another one.
The Lemon of Troy. This is the best episode right here. We're gonna give away at the end of this round. We're gonna give away some of this art. You already saw it in the chat. But
Lemon of Troy is a great episode.
so the Lemon of Troy.
It's got a Mad Max feel.
Yeah. Oh, that's
You know
true.
what I mean?
Yeah.
100%. It's
So
got a Mad
I'm
Max
gonna
feel.
break down the Lemon of Troy for you. The Lemon of Troy. Millhouse is selling lemonade, and it's terrible lemonade, and he runs out. So him and Bart run to his lemonade supply, which is a lemon tree deep in the woods. When they get there, for some reason, Grandpa is there with 3 kids that aren't the Simpson kids, and he's telling a story about.
Like underneath the
Just
lemon tree.
in the background, whatever.
Okay.
So they go up. What's he telling a story about? He's telling a story about where the lemon tree came from, and it came from back when they settled Springfield. Jebediah Springfield wanted to name Jebediah Springfield wanted to use that area to grow hemp, but Shelbyville, whatever his first name is, I don't remember. He wanted to use the area to have sex with his cousins. You remember?
I do remember.
I didn't remember that part.
I do remember.
Somehow.
So-
I don't know why. It's just,
So the town splits up,
I don't
like
know.
they split up, and then one becomes Springfield, one becomes Shelbyville. So it's weird. Springfield is like a weed town, like that's
Yeah.
a little fucking nod back in the day.
Yeah.
So they tell the whole story about how this Springfield planted this lemon tree, blah 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 blah. So the next day they wake up and they notice that Shelbyville has stolen the lemon tree.
Yeah, lemon tree's gone.
all you see is like everything had been uprooted and then there was like dragged in the grass.
Yes.
It's
And
very dramatic.
The tracks led to Shelbyville, obviously.
It was in a car parking lot, right? Like a garage.
Yeah, hold on.
Something like that, right?
Mind manners. So,
Oh, garage is racist?
no. So
Oh.
Bart and 4 nerds. I think it's Nelson, Bart, Millhouse, Todd,
And
I like how they went to take out the Nelson, even though he's
Martin,
their
and
bully.
Data.
Yeah, Martin's there. I know that.
Martin and
He
Data.
was
So
your friend.
it's Bart, who's not really tough, but he's on the cusp of being a
Bart's
dork.
not tough, but he won't back down.
Yeah, he's on the cusp of
You
being
know
a
what I
dork and being cool.
Exactly.
Like he's kind
He's
of
more of a
Yeah, yeah.
smart
and
guy.
That's
he's-
why I was inspired by Bart.
he's in limbo, if you will. So
I was a nerd, but I
they
wanted to be
they all
cool.
had the Shelbyville, and I know when you were growing up, you had this experience. When they got to Shelbyville, everything was the same but different. The
Yep.
street signs were a little different color, and the fire
The
hydrants.
fire hydrants are yellow.
Yeah,
First
yeah.
time-
Yellow
Yo,
fire
first time I went to Tewksbury, their street signs were blue. It was blowing my mind. I'd never seen blue street signs in my life, dude.
Tewksbury is a town that borders Lowell, right?
Yeah.
So it borders our town.
Blew
So-
my mind.
It's a border town.
We have green. I've always seen green. And then I go to Tewksbury and I'm like, blue? I thought I was in a different country. 100%, dude.
Okay, so now
Blew my mind.
now the parents have found out that the boys have gone to Shelbyville to wage war, and they decide to jump in Flanders RV, and this is the first time you ever hear Homer say Flanders is. They're like, how are we gonna get there? And Homer's like, I have an RV we could use. Flanders is.
He speaks that good English.
So now what is it? Bart goes undercover as a Shelbyville kid. He puts a Beatles wig on and a scar, and he goes undercover as a Shelbyville kid.
Now it's not Bart.
And they go up to the bluffs to spray paint Springfield Sucks. If you remember this episode,
I do remember that.
If you remember this episode, hit us up in the chat.
You know why I remember this? Because when Homer Bart infiltrated the Shelbyville kids, and he was tagging, and they go, "Whoa, this kid's got good can skills."
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
always remember that because I was like, "That's me, yo. I have good can skills." You know what I mean? I remember that shit. I said that in the
I said
'90s
my
podcast.
tag,
If you rewind the scenes and go back to the '90s podcast, I do say that Bart was one of my biggest inspirations growing up.
So now the parents are in town searching for the kids, and they pass Joe's instead of Moe's, and they pass like,
Yeah, it's all
you know what I'm
like,
saying? Everything's like the complete
Everything's
opposite.
backwards. Yeah.
There's a female groundskeeper, Willie. Oh, female, mind your manners.
Whoa.
what?
Oh, she identifies as a female.
I had this written down. I was trying to find it.
A cis male.
So this is when Milhouse meets his rival, the other Milhouse.
Yeah.
The other Millhouse. He's
But they
like,
get along at the
blue
end.
hair.
Yeah.
Two Millhouses make it right.
So then, like Joe said, they find the tree. It's in an impound lot.
Oh, mind your manners.
Bart's sulking. And he sees you're sulking, and he's out of focus, and you see a yellow lemon, right? And he's like, "Oh, look, I'm as weird as that yellow lemon-shaped rock." And you're like, "What an idiot! He thinks that," and it really is. It zooms out, and he goes, "Wait, there's a lemon behind that rock." I was like, yeah. So
And
then
then they get the car. Don't they get the car impounded or something? And
Yeah.
they sleep in the car.
Yeah, so they get the RV impounded on purpose so they can get towed into the impound lot. And then they have a ruckus. Remember the impound lot guy comes out and he goes, "Son, there's a doings transpiring."
What is it doing?
That's what I'm doing. This show is written so perfectly, dude. Oh my god, I love
So
it.
yeah,
3
that's
words
it.
and you're dying.
And in the story, they get the lemon tree and they go back home. You can go to the next one.
But that face is done in 1,000 memes. Let's be real. Come on, man. Any Simpson meme, it's got you know what I mean. It's got that sour face. You going on our Simpsons
I
group?
love lemons.
Well, I put it in there.
I see him.
All right, next episode. Here we
I
go.
think it's Tanya's.
22 short
Oh,
films about
this was on my list.
Springfield.
This is a great episode, dude.
I love this story because it's just like a bunch of little stories in one. So like normally The Simpsons, it has 2 stories, right?
It
So
mashes
this was, like, a
together
bunch,
so
and like you
perfectly,
see
dude.
all these like the regular characters and the characters that you don't normally see.
Yeah,
Like,
the B
like
characters.
David says Cletus.
Yeah.
Cletus is in this one.
Yeah.
And also, Bumblebee Man is in this one. And he says my favorite one of all the Bumblebee Man sayings, where he goes, "Ay, ay, 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 naranjas en la cabeza."
Oh, mind your manners.
First pack.
That's
Next
That's
in
when,
5 minutes.
So in this episode, you actually get to see Bumblebee Man, and like he never really takes off his like Bumblebee Man.
Yeah. He
suit.
takes it off. He goes
But
home.
He takes it off. You know, like when you get home and you take off like your heels. Well, maybe not your heels, but you know, you take your heels off. You
Mind
take
your
your
manners.
coat off, and you know, you get comfortable. You know, you get comfortable, and then. You can see that
He's
plays
actually
a character.
he's
where
actually a
like,
British
He has
guy.
a British accent.
that speaks
When he's-
Spanish.
and he speaks English?
So nowadays, technically,
But
in the Simpson universe, he'd be getting fired right now from the Bumblebee job because he's a British guy doing a Spanish accent, and people
Not
and no,
necessarily.
that's how people are right now.
because in one of the episodes they show him like getting his citizenship. So
Oh, maybe he's
an
half and half.
immigrant.
Maybe you're
So,
right. Maybe he's
like-
half and half. He's Mexican and he's
It
fucking.
doesn't even matter, but
Well, mind your manners, Joe.
it's hilarious.
Mind your manners,
every
Joe.
time. Again, like one of my favorite characters.
This is a great
so-
episode.
Yeah, there's so
And
many.
it's like a Pulp Fiction episode.
Yeah,
100%.
Quentin
It
Tarantino.
it doesn't necessarily. You can watch each part by itself and don't have to watch the rest of it and get it. But it weaves together so perfectly.
Yeah.
Like the Nelson part where he's like, and then the tall guy gets out of the car and he grabs him.
No,
And
he's
he
like,
goes, "Is there something comical about the way I drive? Is there something comical about the way my automobile looks?" So
Shut
you
up.
do it better.
Oh, we're in the chat.
do you find something comical about my appearance when I drive my automobile?
Yeah.
This is the largest automobile I could afford.
Bendito.
But it's also the episode where Smithers gets fucking the bumblebee stung, and then Burns keeps making him.
He's allergic.
He's allergic. So he's all swollen trying to pedal, and Burns is sitting behind him with his feet up, like, pedal, you mush.
He's like,
and it's
right,
also
left.
It's also the fucking steamed hams.
The steamed hams. Is that the Aurora Borealis in your kitchen?
Yes. Can I see it?
No.
No.
This time of year. At this time of year. Yes.
And then the doctor, he's about to get his license taken away. And he ends up saving somebody because they're like, "Is there a doctor?" And he's like, "Yes."
It's a perfect. It's a lingo, right? Lingo
like
is dead, right?
He's like,
It's lingo, dude, right? Yeah. Lisa builds lingo because when he explodes, Homer goes, "Lingo dead." He goes, "Lingo is dead."
Oh, but not in this episode.
No, it's that episode.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it might be.
Yes. Hit us up in the chat. Was lingo in this episode?
Lisa gets gum in her hair. I think that actually no, that isn't this episode. It seems to be Lisa gets gum in her hair.
Lisa gets gum in her hair, and then everyone tries to get gum in her hair. And it reminds me of like this happened to me in Puerto Rico, where they're like, "Oh, put oil on it, put mayonnaise on it, put peanut butter on it."
In the chat
then they're like, "You're really supposed to put ice on it, and then like take it out so it gets hard, and then you take it off your hair, and then you get the hair out." But they literally put everything in her hair, and then she ends up having
peanut butter. I remember all that shit. They tried to freeze it. This was a great episode.
This was a good episode.
All right.
Anybody know?
If you know the name of the episode that I said was funny about the kids going into Shelbyville, the first person to tell us wins these 3 original art pieces by Endo Joe. The Purple Tape Raekwon, Ice Cube, and Fresh Prince and DJ Jazzy Jeff.
Fresh Prince.
Hit us up in the chat, and those are coming your way.
One.
And then if you're watching, please like and subscribe. What's up next?
I think it's me.
Joe's up. What's up?
I'm pretty sure it's me. What do we got?
That was the naranjas en la cabeza.
Oh, no, that's you. Yeah.
This is you.
This is still
this is like the Pulp Fiction.
See, that's him laughing at the guy. And now he's reversed it on Nelson. Nelson knows what it's like now.
Hey, everybody!
This
is the kid that laughs at everybody.
He never changed, though.
Laugh at him. Okay.
Here we go.
My 3rd favorite episode, dude. Homer at the bat, dude. Come on, man. This episode had all the famous baseball athletes at the time. Oh my God, that's a great picture right there. But it was like, okay, it's famously known that Matt Grady didn't really like this episode because it was celebrity driven. Like it was a Homer driven episode, but people wanted to watch it because of all the celebrities in it. But it's famously known to be people's favorite episode because of the celebrities. Like Ken Griffey Jr. Like look at him with his bulbous head. Like he knew that shit, and he still did the voice, dude. Roger Clemens clucking around like a fucking chicken, dude. Ozzie Smith he's like, whoa, cool. He's taking a picture as he's floating down. This is a fucking great episode. This starts off with Homer, it's a softball team, and lightning hits a tree and Homer makes a bat, dude. Right?
It's basically the
natural. It's a spoof on the natural.
Homer makes a magical bat. He shaves it in the garage.
It's an awesome episode.
And then he brings it to the game and he starts clunking home runs. So then the rest of the team, they're like, oh, it must be his bat. So one guy gets a piano leg. One guy gets a fake leg.
A fake leg, yeah.
And
but the best part
baseball,
is
they're very superstitious in baseball.
Yeah, they're on their way to going to the championship.
Right.
And Burns finds out and gets some other plant owner goes, oh well, we're gonna beat you. And he goes, well, let's get a little bet going. And then he hires all these people to work in the plant. Like they worked as security guards, like fucking people in the lunchroom and shit. You know, Riley Clemens working in the lunchroom and shit.
Mr. Burns is a true businessman.
They all get incapable of playing the last game besides Darryl Strawberry, who was Homer's position. It's brilliantly written, dude. This episode's great, dude.
So Mr. Burns,
and the best part is the ending song.
Yeah.
Let's be real. The ending song is fucking beautifully written, dude.
It's Mr. Burns had done it. The power plant had won it with Roger Clemens clucking all the while.
It's beautifully written because it wraps up the show and it's done in a baseball themed song. You know what I mean? It's perfect, dude.
I'm talking softball from Maine to San Diego. Talking softball. Madam Leanne Canseco. Ken Griffey's grotesquely swollen jaw. Steve Sachs is running with the law. I still quote that Steve Sachs line. I say it all the time. When Steve Sachs gets pulled over by the Springfield police and they look at his license and they're like, Steve Sachs from New York City. Oh, I heard a guy got killed in New York City and they never solved the case. And Steve Sachs goes, what? Thousands of people get killed unsolved in New York City. And they're like, you don't know when to keep your mouth shut, do you, Saxy boy? And
they put him in jail.
Yeah,
they charge him with all these murders.
Zeus says jokes. We got some. Let me catch up at like.
This episode's brilliant, though. Come on, man.
Let me just
go to the next one. Go to the next one.
Okay, next episode. While I do these chats real quick, I can already see Zeus calling me out in the chat for not doing a shot, so I have to do a shot after this.
This episode. A fish called Selma, dude. Come on, man. This episode
Risky Biz.
Awesome.
Chef Tanya, tell those guys to mind their manners. Darth Vapor says, I love the art. Zeus says he wants a purple tape. Zeus, hit us up and we'll I think we might have a
hit up hectic.
Yeah, hit up hectic.
Hit up hectic.
Tell us to give it to you if he has one.
Tell us to give it to you if he
one guy in the chat says, Jared in the chat says his town had different colored fire trucks than his town. The town next to it.
Yeah,
we have rival towns.
See, that's
too.
weird, man. Imagine seeing that red fire truck your whole life, and then you turn it, and it's a yellow one. You're like, yo, what the fuck?
It's just like other things in life. You'd be like, that's weird.
Jim M in the chat says, what's up? Shout out to Jim M. DJ Big Red 210. He said, that's awesome, Mr. Sparklebox. This,
oh yeah, that's a kid robot.
Zeus says, fuck my life. He couldn't figure the answer. DJ Big Red Alert is our winner of the.
We get the purple tape. Chef Wakeholm.
So write that down. We'll watch it later. I don't know.
No, hit us up.
Hit us up on the Mind Your Manners Facebook or Instagram with your address and what you want.
On the DM.
And what you want. Make sure you comment on what you want.
Because we
are drinking.
You got
DJ Shortcut told him, yo, I told you to shave those sideburns.
Yes, Batting League. And he's like, he's shaved up to here. And he's like, Mr. Burns, I don't know what you think sideburns are, but you know what I mean? They're literally shaved up to here.
That's nice.
It's a beautiful written episode, dude. Okay, this is my next one. My number 4. A Fish Called Selma. It's when Troy McClure, my favorite character, he marries Selma just because his reputation isn't going good, and he has to get someone like fugly looking to make him look like he cares about the people.
Like he's not a douche.
Yes, exactly. Like he's not a douche.
I forgot that is the. He had to go get a fucking butterface
person. Yes, and she loved him.
She's fugly.
But it was a fucking awesome written episode.
Fugly beeper girl.
Okay, he ends up getting a play about Planet of the Apes. Dr. Sayers, Dr. Sayers. Dr. Sayers, Dr. Sayers. Dr. Sayers, Dr. Sayers. It's just an awesome episode.
Okay, I'm a this.
I don't know.
I'm a this.
Yeah, this is great. But he at the end, what's he say there? He goes, I hate every chimp. I see from chimp and A to chimpanzee. It's perfectly, dude. It's another great episode. If you haven't seen this episode, A Fish Called Selma, Troy McClure. He's like the. It's awesome, dude. Him and Homer go to the bar and talk about how much Homer hates Selma. It's a great episode.
Sure. Is this the same episode?
Yes. That's him on the play.
That's him singing in the place of the Planet of the Apes, fucking. Right?
I remember the first part. I don't remember the second part of the story.
Dr. Sayers, Dr. Sayers.
Oh, Dr. Sayers. The guy starts breakdancing.
I'm a dance.
Okay.
Mind Your Manners. This is Mind Your Manners podcast.
Mind them.
I just want to reiterate today's sponsors are Insane OG. It is a Mexican-style lager. Citrus notes. It's a little bit malty.
Damn, that's the next
one. You can enjoy it with spicy foods. It's a lager, but that maltiness gives it a little bit of heaviness to it. Again, not as heavy as a Guinness, but it's definitely delicious. All right. And our other sponsor is Ashley Valentine. It's homemade clothing just for you, baby. You can check her out on Ashley Valentine Shop on Instagram.
I want to say something vulgar, but I'm not going to. So
don't say anything
vulgar.
I'm gonna mind him because
if you have a lady in your life,
you don't
maybe
need
you have an anniversary coming up, you just want to give a gift because you're like, you're the bomb, you're the shit. These are fabulous, all right? Look at this dress right here. Your girl doesn't look spicy wearing that.
Switch that, so I don't say anything bad.
That could be day, night, and
beachwear.
when you get home. Okay?
Yeah, it's beachwear. You're right. Beach wear.
These
Caribbean
bright
wear.
colors inspired by Mexico, the Caribbean. I happen to love them. And this one I definitely want. Check it out,
Yeah,
okay?
yeah. Oh,
now,
DL's
Mr. DL, you're
DL's
up.
got this one.
Oh my God. The tobacco episode.
Tobacco was a great episode.
Homer leaves town and he wants to open a farm. And we do a dab.
No, it's a farm that he grew up on. Remember?
Yeah, but they leave town and they want to.
They leave town for some reason because the town hates him for some reason. I can't
They
remember.
leaving.
They left the town and then they go to the farm that he grew up in.
Yes. On Rural Route 9 or something
Yes,
like that.
yeah.
And he goes, "That's a farm I grew up in." And they just drive through the grass. And all I could think of, even as a kid, was, "Oh my God, they got so many ticks."
Yeah. But he goes to the thing and just grabs all these seeds.
So he grows candy corn.
Everything, gummy bears.
And he just goes and plants it all, and nothing grows. And then something grows, and it's a little sprout.
He goes back to the plant and grabs.
No. He grows just a little sprout first, and then it dies.
He's right.
And then he goes to the plant and gets plutonium.
He's
And sprays
like,
it.
that's like the fertilizer.
No, remember because he goes like this. He sticks his finger, he rubs it on his teeth, and he goes, "Oh, that's good plutonium." And he sprays it all over there.
And he tries to kiss Marge at night, and it feels glowing, and she's like, "Is that plutonium on your teeth?"
Homer.
So anyway, because he threw a bunch of seeds willy nilly, the nuclear radiation formed tobacco and tomatoes.
Oh, perfect.
And they formed them into tobacco. And how they figured it out was Bart bit a tomato, and he was like, "Ugh!"
Instantly addicted.
And it was all fucking gross on the inside. And then he was like, he just still kept eating them even though he thought they were gross.
He got high.
So Homer started selling them. The animals started getting addicting and chased them down. The big corporations wanted to buy it from them, but they were too stupid. And then in the end, they got swindled.
Yep. No, all the animals ate them all because they got addicted.
And there was one plant
left.
left.
And they took it from them. Right? Yeah.
All right. So what's the next one, man? This one I think is one of the best episodes. Even though I'm not a fan of musicals, there's a big musical number in this one, but it's hilarious. Who could take your trash out? Stomp it down for you. Twist. Get the plastic bag and do the twisty thingy too. The garbage man, you know what I'm saying? That song. That's a real classic Simpsons song.
I think
this one's good.
Someone
Homer
hates musical.
Homer's late bringing out the garbage, and the garbage men pass him by, and he screams at them and calls them a bunch of idiots, and they come back to him and trash him with his own garbage and cut off his service.
Yeah, this episode's awesome, dude.
So then Homer
use the porn.
Homer
ends because everybody has to know what it is.
No, but use the porn? How do you use the porn?
You can't turn the pages anymore?
You really used it up.
It's just
about magazines.
It's just a front cover. It's just It's just a front cover and back cover. Because you can't turn the pages.
Not even. It's just the back cover.
Oh my god! It's just one page.
Not even. It's like a bunch of little corners.
Oh, that's sick though. But so Homer ends up running for the garbage commissioner, and then and he ends up becoming dirty because he spends all the money right away on crazy ass shit like, you know, all these people dressed to the nines picking up the garbage.
That's a great episode, dude.
Picking up used porno. But I think this one's good. The guy, he beats a guy, kicks him out of the office. Then they have another election, and the guy comes back. And they elect him, and he basically comes on stage and is like, "Nah, fuck you guys, you're all screwed." They play him on like boop boop.
As he's walking off,
and he comes up and he says that one thing, and then they're like, "Oh," and they play him off. So here you go, babe. This is you.
So this is that episode where Marge breaks her leg, right? So like,
these winners.
Basically, Homer and Bart are left to their own demise, and they make a hot mess out of literally everything.
Yeah.
And then they end up getting leprosy.
That's great.
Oh, this is a great one.
They get leprosy.
Yeah, no, Lisa
gives it to them because they've been acting like jackasses, and she had to pick up the slack.
Dude, this is a great
because
episode.
Mom's sick and she can't do nothing. So then Lisa, you know who she's OCD, like has to be all control of everything. So she got tired of picking up after them. So she gave them leprosy, and they're still having a good old time.
Yeah, they go down to Hawaii, right? They go to Hawaii and they have to get shots every day, but they end up getting like they know that it's fake. They go, "How did you know it's fake?" Homer goes, "Nah, I ate my sores the second day."
Yeah,
right.
They're like pancakes.
Yeah. We thought it was oatmeal or something, right? Oatmeal and paint. He ate him. He's like, he ate his s'mores, dude. Oh my god, that's why Homer's a great.
Look.
That's a great episode.
Lisa
They're playing
just-
Marco Polo.
Lisa can't handle
She's
these
like,
two.
these mofos right here.
This is-
And
don't
she
know
said
how
she
to
could.
act.
She said she
This
could.
is when that face right there Lisa's making is Lisa being like, wow, what my mom does, I can't do it.
I can't handle this.
Like,
shit.
I can't stop these two fools from
I
acting
take
extra
care of
fool.
4 kids.
Yes.
So if
No,
you're watching
just
on
3.
Facebook,
Plus
go to
the- plus
YouTube.
the pets.
Please go to YouTube. The link is in the chat.
Facebook's on?
I think so. It says we're live, but I don't know.
Hey,
If it's
If
on,
we're
it's
all
on.
live on Facebook, can you see my dick?
No, and they might not want to. Some of you might.
Some of them might.
Some, but
If you want to, hit me up in the chat.
that's not for this. That's not for this. Mind your manners. Some people might be offended, but mind your
Holy
manners.
shit. Okay.
All right, so-
But you
let's
want to be
let's roll on to the
looking
next
at
one.
So Maz the Racer is saying that you can legit grow tobacco in the chat. All right,
Dude,
so
I said, didn't I say that yesterday? I
If
go,
you
I'm
can
pretty sure
combine an
it's a
apple
real thing,
and a
dude.
pear,
Tobacco, dude.
why not?
I'm pretty
Like,
sure he's right,
science
dude.
is there.
Tobacco's a real thing, dude.
Next episode.
Dude, man, I cheated again. It's a 2-parter. They're only 2-parter. They're only cliffhanger. Who shot Mr. Burns, man? Okay, while I was looking this episode up, I found out that like this was an episode where the season ended with Burns getting shot, and like it led up to everybody who wanted to shoot Mr. Burns, and then they made it like, hey, while we write the next season, write in to who you think shot Mr.
In
Burns.
other words, they didn't know.
And no, they led you every which way they could possibly lead.
They were like, you
And
tell
then,
us.
like I said, while I was doing research, I found out that nobody got it right. Everybody that wrote in, nobody got it right. It was Maggie,
That's
dude.
crazy.
Maggie killed him, dude. Everybody thought it was
Maggie
Waylon
was the
because it was
G.
WS, Waylon
Yeah,
Smithers.
yeah.
But he was pointing it wrong. He was pointing MS, Maggie
She's
Smith,
the true
Simpson.
S, the true
Because
Simpson.
S is the same, you know what I mean? This is a great episode. Again, I cheated because of the 2. But if you want to go canon, though, I just found this out again while I was doing research. Later in the seasons, Homer admits I'll murder you and blame it on the baby like I did with Burns.
Mm.
You know, oh no, I'll shoot you like I did and blame it on the baby like I did with Burns. So technically, in the canon, Homer shot him. You know what I mean, and blamed it on Maggie. But I don't know how. You know what I mean? I don't know. They write con.
So
everything.
DJ Big Red in the chat says his little brother's a huge Simpsons fan, and he just told me to turn this show down because I'm watching The Simpsons for real. So shout out to him.
Excuse me.
Excuse us.
Well, give us a thumbs down then.
Give us a thumbs down. Give us
We'll
thumbs
take
up. If you haven't thumbs up, thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed,
Well, not for
subscribe.
everyone.
Next episode?
But see, The Simpsons you can rewatch whenever you want.
Yeah.
This is live, bro. You get
Oh
to chat
man,
with us.
here you go, Joe.
Oh my god, another fucking a fantastic
Where's
fucking
Jimmy
episode.
Dental
It-
plan.
I mean, last exit to Springfield. So Burns takes their dental plan away, and then Homer ends up becoming the head of the union, and running the union. It's brilliantly fucking written, dude. It's just again like there's so many great quotes from this. The dental plan, Homer needs Lisa needs braces. What dental plan?
Lisa needs
And then he drops the pen in his ass crack. He goes, "What the hell, guys? You dropped my concentration."
He has to
Dental
keep
plan.
repeating it so he doesn't
It's so
fuck up.
And then Burns is like, "I don't need you guys." He hires all monkeys. Or he's like,
I got that, yeah, right there.
"Yeah, it was the best of times. It was the blurst of times." You stupid monkey! He fucking flips out. This is also the episode we wanted to talk about earlier. Grandpa Simpson. He goes. So at the time, he goes, "I tied an onion to my belt, which was the fashion at the time." Right?
Oh, he's telling a story that goes
Oh
nowhere.
my god, it's Grandpa Simpson's awesome in this episode. Alright, you can flip.
No, go back to that last one real quick. That's something I want to say, but I forget. No, go ahead. I forget. It's all good.
Dental plan!
Listen, these braces.
Well, just a reminder that you're watching the Mind Your Manners podcast. Please subscribe, like, and hit the bell for
Or give us a
notifications.
thumbs while you're at it.
You never know who's going to be on the show. Today we had Eric Bobo. from
Termanology.
Cypress Hill. We had Termanology. Our sponsor is Insane OG by Sweetwater Beer Company.
Bird.
And
Y'all
Be
got that
Real
bird?
from Cypress Hill. Okay. Termanology was on the show. We're going to continue with our favorite episodes.
You gonna go into the chat really quick?
Let's let's go to the chat.
He
Let's
goes,
go to the chat.
DJ Big Red Alert. He says, we used to call nickels bees. 5 bees for a nickel. They used to say. Remember? No, give me 5 bees for a quarter. They would say.
Yeah.
Back in the time, we used to tie belts to onions to our belt because it was the style.
There was the style. Which was the style at the time? So I tied an onion in my belt, which was the style.
And he brings it back later in the story.
Yeah.
All right, so what's the next one? Radioactive Man. Earlier in the podcast, sorry. Before we talk about Radioactive Man, no, you can keep him up. You can keep him up there.
All right.
Radioactive Man. Ready? We want to give away to the next.
This is what we're gonna give away.
We're giving away Beastie Boys. We're giving away Eazy-E. And we're giving away Sean Price. These are all original art pieces by Indo Joe. The question is that you have to answer in the chat. The first one to answer in the chat is what was on Homer's teeth in the Tamaco episode? Marge even asked him about it.
Come on, man. We just talked about it. We just talked about it.
We just talked about it. Literally, just for
we
you
got this
stoners.
Beastie Boys print. Come on, man. You know the Beasties.
Beastie Boys.
Eric Bobo played drums for them.
Facts.
Yeah, he was on an episode. Yeah, he might.
Easy-E, and if you get close and you really look at this, when you win this, you can see this actual Lopes pick there that I pulled off on one of my sunglasses. And then an Empress Rex, Sean Price, which Rock Ness Monster of the group with Sean Price had some of these prints. Come on, hit us up.
All right, so this is my episode right here. I'll know in the chat because the answer will come in first. I can talk about it. So Radioactive Man, there's a big comic that Bart likes, and they're coming to town to film a movie in Springfield, and they're looking to cast Fall Out Boy, which I want to know, is that where the band got their name from? Fall Out Boy. Was that a Simpsons reference?
It's gotta be. Where have you heard that phrase before that?
Yeah, I don't know. So Bart wants to be Fall Out Boy. He wants so bad. He wants to be Fall Out Boy so bad.
Radioactive Man is his Batman.
He's reading lines. He's doing them at home. He's doing this. So he goes into the office and he reaches for the guy, and the guy's like, "Nah, you suck. You're too short." So he comes back the next day and he has big pumps on.
Yeah, he's got the hair.
The big hair.
He's got the little chihuahua.
Yeah, chihuahua. And he walks in there and he reads the lines and he goes, "Watch out, Radioactive Man!" And he's like, "Again, watch out, Radioactive Man! Again, watch out, Radioactive Man! Again! Congratulations, Bart Simpson, you have the part." And Bart's all happy and he's like, "That's what I'd be saying if you still weren't too short."
Yeah, if you were 2 inches taller.
Yeah. So here is Risky Biz. Richard Beauregard, it looks like, in the chat is the first one. Boom. He's the winner of the thing. So anyway.
Tell him where to hit us up.
Hit us up on the Facebook, Mind Your Manners, or Instagram, Mind Your Manners direct
message. Make sure you tell us what you want.
Make sure you tell us what you want and follow us. And don't try to be sneaky and say you want something else because we can just watch the episode.
Yeah. We do our research.
But there are a bunch of good answers. We'll get into the research. Oh, wait! He guessed twice. I don't know. Does that count?
It doesn't matter as long as he guessed right.
Whoever got it right first.
Okay, that we didn't.
Whoever got it right first wins.
We didn't specify, so that's fine.
No, we did not.
Okay, so Bart basically. All right, so Bart wants it so bad. Then all of a sudden, Milhouse, his best friend, gets the part.
He's bummed, but Lisa makes a good point. Goes, "Dude, your best friend is Fall Out Boy.
Yeah.
Go hang out with him. You're gonna get to be on set. You're gonna get to see that shit." Remember, he shows up and he's like, "Hey, what's up, Milhouse?" And the thing explodes. And he gets all, he goes, "Ah!" And he's like, "Oh, that was just a stunt double or whatever."
So Milhouse, it just ends up being too much for Milhouse.
Hates it, yeah.
This is the classic episode where they're ready to shoot the big scene. It's a big tub of acid and it's about to dump into this ravine. And Radioactive Man's tied up, and it's like one shot, one take thing. And they're like, they put these little goggles on him. They're like, "All right, you ready? Here we go. We're gonna drop this acid." And they're like, "Drop the acid!" Boom! And they're like, "Action! Fall Out Boy! Fall Out Boy! Fall Out Boy!" And he's not around. He's running away. And then Rainier Roofcastle gets fucking drenched in acid.
Screaming.
He's like, "The goggles do nothing."
Yeah, the goggles, they do nothing.
So Milhouse ends up coming to grips with his demons and decides to do it, but by then it's too late. And then because Mickey Rooney's gonna play the part now, so Mickey Rooney.
One time he got popular. He couldn't handle it.
Mickey Rooney plays the part, and the movie gets canceled like right into production, and then that's how the episode ends. So
it's a great episode.
Oh my god. if you're in the chat, tell us who you know. Tell us about this episode. The first person to tell us about this episode is gonna win
a joint and a blunt.
A joint and a blunt. Joe's gonna show you in the chat. The first person in the
joint
chat to
and
tell
a
us
blunt
what this
roast.
episode is.
Those are made by Indo
Once
Joe,
you see these in person, you're gonna be like,
Joe
damn, are these things real, dude? These things are crazy. These are the two you're gonna win right now.
Say it again, Ben.
Absolutely. I said you can follow him, INDO Joe 710, Instagram, Facebook.
Same thing.
All the artwork that you see, he did.
Dude, I'm telling you, when you show these off, people are gonna go, dude, is that real? Tell us right now, who's the first person?
No one said it yet. No one's got the.
Oh,
here we go. DJ Big Red alert. DJ Big Red 210.
DJ Big
He
Red
says
210.
George Bush's sign. Boom, you won it.
Damn, dude, he's the one that just won the last
Golf
points, right?
clap,
No,
golf
second
clap.
to last. All right, so this is when Homer's bored. He's sitting on the couch. He's bored. He's like dangling the dog, I think, from a toy.
Yep.
And Marge is like, "Why don't you read a book?" And he's like, "Well, I'm trying to reduce my boredom." So he goes for a walk, and him and Bart are walking down the street, and they see a new house for sale. They see a new house for sale, and Bart's like, "Oh, no one's ever gonna buy that snooty house. Look how fancy that house is in this neighborhood. No way." So now they're at a yard sale, and Homer has a table, and at his table he's selling rhinestone to bead rhinestones on the back of jackets. And Marge is like, "Who's?"
Marge supposed to do it. Oh.
Marge is like, "Who's Disco Stew?" And he's like, "Oh, I was supposed to write Disco Stud, but it didn't fit."
Yeah.
So this episode actually premieres Disco Stew later. He
Yeah, he goes, hey, Disco Stew, you should buy that jacket. Disco Stew doesn't advertise.
yeah. Disco Stew doesn't advertise. That's also the Table 5 song when he's standing on the top of the thing. Whoa, 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 Table 5. And Disco Stew's dancing to the music. So then a big entourage pulls up in these trucks. Do you remember this episode, man?
Yeah.
And it's a presidential campaign. Everyone's gathering, and it turns out to be George Bush, and everyone's like, in awe, and Homer gets super jealous. So then the next scene, it's the Flanders come to welcome George Bush to the neighborhood, and you realize that George Bush and Ned Flanders are like the same person. So it's just setting up.
They become BFFs.
Yeah, exactly. They become.
Homer hates them both, dude.
Highly doodly, neighbor.
Homer hates him because Bart turns into the Dennis the Menace.
Exactly. No, Homer hates him right away.
But even still,
the first thing
Homer
is
really hates him after Bart
Bush
turns into a Dennis the Menace and trashes a bunch of George's shit, and he spanks him. And Bart goes home and tells him.
Cheers.
He tells Homer, he goes, dude, George just spanked me, and Homer loses it.
Yeah.
How dare you discipline my kid? That's how people are today, dude. How dare you discipline my kid? Well, man, maybe if you discipline your own kid, I wouldn't have to.
He's mad that George Bush. He's mad that George Bush spanked him, but he chokes him.
Yeah, he chokes him every day. Yeah.
But so where was I at?
Oh my God! Look at this picture.
So now you see the Flanders boys are telling him, beware of this boy, this one boy, Bart Simpson. He's a terrible person. So now you cut.
Skating by.
Now you cut, and Bart Simpson comes and visits him, and he's like poking around his house. George Bush hates him, but Barbara Bush loves him.
She's like, Barb.
She's like, this little sweet boy.
Yeah. Total Dennis the Menace.
Look at him right there, fucking with him.
Then you come, perfect. Then you come to George Bush enjoying Springfield, and the first thing you see is him in line at Krusty Burger, and he pulls up to the window and he goes, "What do they got here? Krusty Burger? Well, that doesn't sound very appetizing."
You forgot to say that. The reason why they go to Springfield is because it's the place where people least voted.
Oh yeah.
They want to get recognized. Like,
She's right.
He wants to just like be like the regular guy.
He gets recognized right away.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, what a great picture, though.
So Bart keeps being bad to him. Bart keeps being fuck with him, and he destroys his memoirs. Bush spanks Bart, and then this whole war starts between Bush and Homer. And this is like one of the best parts of it when they ring it. They do it like what do we call it? You ring a doorbell.
They kind of do a Home Alone where they like glue this wig onto him.
Exactly, and then they glue this clown afro on him, and then later in the episode he's talking to the UN. And he still has the clown afro, it's just shaved into a haircut. And he gives his speech.
The rainbow shaved into a haircut.
He gives his speech, and at the end of it, he's like, "Is there any questions?" And everyone in the whole place raises their hand, and he says, "Keeping in mind, I've already talked about the wig." And then all in the chamber of people, you hear them muttering, "Oh, the Simpsons, yeah, the Simpsons."
Oh, it's a great episode, dude. This is a great
So
episode.
it ends basically with a fist fight between Homer and George Bush, and then Boris who was it? Fucking Miguel Gorbachev or whatever his name is shows up, and he has the big old birthmark stain on his forehead.
Kept going
And
tough.
Barbara Bush makes George apologize to the Simpsons, and in that he's embarrassed, so they move, and then General Ford moves
General
in.
Ford. General Ford, yeah, he's exactly like Homer. They become
Yeah,
best friends.
Best friends.
He's like, do you like nachos? I love nachos. Would you like to drink some beer and watch some football with me? I'd
So
love to.
so they were like how Flanders and Bush were. They were the same thing, and Homer was perfectly cool with that, but completely against the other one. So you can go to the next episode.
Well, because it suited him.
Is that a gunshot? It's July.
It's
It's July, but it is the hood.
my favorite. Hiddly doodly neighbor. He's so sad in this episode because Maud dies.
Maud dies, yeah.
And she was like watching NASCAR, and sometimes the race comes to you. You know what I'm saying? So she goes bye-bye, and so Homer's trying to cheer him up because he's a little depressed. You know, church guy. He's got his 2 kids. His wife just died. So then Homer decides that he's gonna cheer up Ned by getting him to date women again. So he makes this like video in secret of like Ned Flanders, and if you don't know,
Oh yeah.
Ned
It's like
Flanders got a body. This is him gardening, and if you forgot in the beginning of this podcast, I showed when I said that he was one of my favorites. I showed you this picture of when he goes scan.
Well, in this episode, they show him naked in the shower, and his dick is blurred out down to like the drain.
Look at that booty. Ned Flanders is a white man with a booty. Okay? Now, women know. They can appreciate that.
So this is the episode where Homer's, like you're saying, Homer's
this is
making
one of my
the
favorites.
love connection video
Oh my
without
God.
his knowledge.
Without his knowledge. So
And
he's
like looking in his window like this, like something's outside, and all of a sudden you hear just mace spray into his face and to get him to cry.
to get him to cry.
And he's like, "That's why you did that, Homer."
Homer's making the video. It shows you a different side of Flanders through somebody else's eyes. But like Flanders is a catch. I mean, he ends up dating
He owns his own
several
business.
women, but
He owns his own business. He's got his own house. He
got
fucking.
good credit. He takes care of his kids.
Yeah.
He's into God, but he's okay with getting a little freaky.
Yeah,
Like,
you're right.
He's the
yeah.
all around okay dude. You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
Like if you guys like guys with mustaches and it don't bother you, Ned Flanders is your dude.
Diddly.
If you're watching the show, please like, subscribe, share it. Share it to some people you
Mind
think
your
might
manners.
enjoy it.
We got some prizes.
Maz the racist says Ned Flanders got an anaconda hiding in those pants.
He's right, dude.
Not anaconda.
From that episode.
DJ Big Alert is laughing at us. Machete is laughing at us. The locust part and the disco stew part was right. That he said he's disagreeing with us. And Risky Business saying, I'll never understand why women like a nice ass guy. But I don't know.
Listen,
Yeah.
it's not women. Some women like an ass on a dude.
I don't
Just
understand
like
that
you
either.
want to grab
See,
some ass,
I'm
maybe we
with
wanna
this
grab
guy
some
because
ass
I'm like,
too.
do you have sex
just
with his
saying.
ass? Are you pounding his ass? Is that why? Or is it just?
Why you
ass
gotta
pounding?
go to that?
Well, I'm saying I'm trying to understand why women like is it just a visual
Just
thing?
like some women like men.
Well,
with
what I'm saying,
dick,
like,
and
let
some
me get something
women
straight.
like
A big ass
a
booty
little-
chick is because I can pound on that, and you know what I mean. That's why I like looking at that.
You can
shit.
do the Eric Bobo on that
Exactly.
shit. Oh, Eric Bobo, bring it back.
I never understood that.
You
dude.
wanna? Some of us, we like a man with ass. We wanna grab an ass. We wanna pinch an ass. We
Well,
like
then I'm
ass.
gonna
too.
start doing
Don't
squats.
hate us. Just like some of you like a
I'll start
woman
doing
with a big
squats in the
ass.
morning.
Some of you guys, you don't like big ass women. Hey, I'm not judging. There's a saying in Puerto Rico. Para
Doing
los gustos
squats.
se
I'm
cierran los colores.
doing squats
He's doing
here.
ass
For your
squats.
all of your likes,
Hit him up
there
in the
are
DM.
the colors
I'm
of
doing
rainbow.
squats. Hit me up in the DM.
Whatever you like. Some women like a thin man. Some people like a regular man. Some people like a big muscular man.
Some people like fat guys like me, the guy sounds like comic book guy.
Some
in the
people
chat.
want to dress up with costumes of animals. Like
Yeah.
some people
Furries.
like
They're
doing
called furries.
Some people like doing pies.
I don't know why I know that. Wink,
But
wink.
guess what? Whatever you're into, there's someone that's into it too.
What do we do?
So
Give away
don't
more
worry.
seeds, I guess, next?
Yeah, let's go.
What's
Mind
it?
Your Manners podcast, all right?
What's the next episode?
So the next episode
Relax. I think it's me, Mr. Plow, right? Mr. Plow, that's my name. That name again is Mr. Plow. So Mr. Plow, he starts his own. He starts his own plowing business. They give him the key to the city. He's got this awesome commercial, great jingle. It's a great episode, dude. And then
business.
He tells Barney his whole scheme, and then Barney fucks him over with the plow king.
Hater.
And then Homer ends up telling Barney a fake plow at the top of Mount Springfield, right? And then he goes up there, and then he ends up having to go up there to save him. You right? Am I right?
Yeah, I'm just watching it.
Hit me up in the chat.
This was a interesting episode to watch as a kid because I was like 11 when this episode came out, and I was like, wow, why is Homer's best friend being a mean to him?
Yeah. That's what you learn. You never know. They gonna stab you.
The dude that voices Homer, Dan Castellino, but he won an Emmy for this episode.
No shit.
Yeah. This is a great episode, dude. If you haven't seen this one, I think this is season 5.
Damn, I'm not sure. Season 5 is the best season though, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
My
name again is Mr. Plow. Oh my god, this is another great episode. So this is Homer Badman. So they end up going to a candy convention where Homer makes Marge smuggle all this candy out, and he ends up stealing the gummy Venus. They had a college student watch the kids for the night. Yep, and he drives her home and he finds the gummy Venus and he pulls it up her ass and he's like, oh.
He has a Me Too moment, but
it wasn't a really.
It wasn't about the ass.
It was all about the gummy, and she got all freaked out.
Not the candy.
They got all Me Too on him, and
yeah.
They did a Dayline on him where they were like they did an interview with him and they chopped it all up. If you watch it, you can see the clock. The clock's going back and forth. They're like, Mr. Simpson, wait, Mr. Simpson, don't attack me. He's just standing there, dude. This is a great episode.
Over.
The Gummy Venus, man. This is a great episode.
In the chat, hit us up in the chat. Let us know what your favorite episode is.
Oh my God, here it is.
Ready? Mr. Plow is coming. Oh, sick.
Gummy fucking Venus, man.
Made by Endojo 710.
We can't give this away because
it's technically a prop from the Weekend Warrior.
All right, check this out. I'm gonna say it here on the podcast. When we do a Weekend Warriors episode of the podcast, we'll give this away.
Amazon Prime.
It's a prop.
Yeah.
From season 2. This is awesome too. If you can't see
you can watch season 1 right now on Amazon Prime.
So Truth Hip Hop Consciousness is saying Precious Venus. John Regal is saying listening while working. What up? Shout out to John Regal in the chat. Machete is saying when Bart Simpson raps. That's a good one. Hell yeah. I wonder if Bart Simpson was the first.
No,
yeah.
He goes on tour with them.
So this is true hip hop consciousness is DJ Big Red's brother, who was saying to turn this show off because he wanted to watch the real Simpsons, which is awesome. But now he's here, so now he's hanging out with us, and he's someone who would rather watch the Simpsons, so he's gonna have input. Trust me. Maybe he's gonna win some crazy
hit us up in the chat. You can win something.
So all right, this episode, Homer Simpson was
a great episode, man.
The first Me Too guy, for sure.
Yeah.
What's the next one, man?
But it was all about the gummy, man.
You're watching the Mind Your Manners podcast. Please like, subscribe, share. Follow us on all social medias.
Man, social media it up, dude.
Follow us on all social medias. These are our Instagrams right here. Click over to Instagram if you want to follow us all right now.
The best one's at the bottom.
Mine, the best one's at the bottom. Mine is this at everything. So if you have anything, my name would be that. You could follow me there. You too? And so is Joe's. And then here are the things for our show specifically. Mind Your Manners podcast on Instagram.
That's best supposed to hit us up if you want something.
Yeah. Best podcast out on Twitter. And at the Weekend Warrior Show on Instagram if you want to stay up on our Amazon Prime show.
Left you in it.
Boom.
You big old doublies.
So, what do we got left to give away? Are we giving away this? This is being given away?
Yep.
So we're gonna give it.
We'll give that away with a couple roaches.
We're gonna give this away next. This is our Simpsons magnet
With 2 roaches.
I love any Simpsons reference. That
with-
has to do
You get
food.
2 roaches, a blunt and
with
a joint.
2 roaches. Shout out to Risky Biz who just super chatted in $5 for Indo Joe's gym membership. It says
Oh.
for Indo Joe's gym membership.
Yeah.
We gotta get them squats right this summer, bro. LMAO, hell yeah.
It's
That's
called,
what's up, man.
That's a blue collar, man.
Boom. So this is gonna be our next giveaway with some joint pins.
That's the joint pins. You gotta think of a question, man.
All right.
I thought of the last one.
Boom. So these are our next
I'm being
giveaway.
greedy. And we still got seeds to give away too, so stay
All right. How about
tuned.
this? How about this? And anyone in the chat for the next minute, just guess concept ideas for episodes, like this episode or that episode, and whoever guesses one of the ones we chose wins.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Hopefully somebody does.
All right. So, and anyone in the chat, pick your favorite episode. Okay? Put it in the chat, or your top 5 favorite episodes. If you choose one of the ones that we're gonna say next, you win it. Well, we're gonna have to wait like 10 minutes to know.
Hit us up in the chat if you have no idea what he's talking about, like I am.
If you're high
I'm
like
so
us
lost.
and have no idea what he's talking about.
Then no one knows what I'm talking about because we're all stoned and shit. Fine. Well,
I'm sure somebody will.
if someone knows,
Just so you know, this episode
Limp into Greatness. We
is
already said that one.
sponsored
You have
by
to
Insane OG,
Limp into Greatness.
Cypress Hills Be Real, and Sweetwater Brew Company.
Everybody, just say your favorite episode in the chat. If your favorite episode just happens to be one of the next ones we talk about,
Okay, I get it now.
This is the next one.
Okay, so here we go. This is when Homer becomes a boxer, and
Great episode, dude.
basically Bart gets
That's
bullied.
Mike Tyson.
Bart gets bullied for his super weird Star Trek belt that he bought off comic book guy.
Oh, dude, that's right.
That he bought
No,
off.
but it
comic
was
book
cool
guy.
because they wanted it.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
like a
No, but remember he had the
Spider-Man belt or
blinkers?
something.
He
Yeah,
put
yeah.
the blinker on and he goes, how the hell did they know?
So
I'm sorry.
Homer goes down to the local bar to confront the parents of these kids, and he gets the shit kicked out of him.
They look exactly like the bullies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gets the shit kicked out of him in the process.
But he's just standing there taking it.
And Moe's looking at him like, damn, this guy can really take a fucking pounding. You're watching Marge Manners podcast. Marge Manners. And do you remember this episode?
Yeah, I remember.
Okay, I'm just gonna
Dude, Moe comes in and saves him at the end.
Yeah, hold on.
Well, I don't want to skip to the.
Okay. Blah, 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 blah. Moe comes in and Moe comes in with the fucking jetpack fucking fan thing at the end.
At the
He's
end,
a
they're
hero.
like, where you going, Moe? And no one's in particular, man.
So Moe knows Homer wants to be. Moe wants to convert Homer into a boxer, so he's like, "Come to my office." And Moe's office is the ladies' room because he never has women in his bar.
He says, I realized a while ago that
no one comes in here.
there's no women that come.
His tampon machine, cigars come out of it. So
the ladies can eat a cigar.
he convinces Homer to be a boxer. Homer's gonna box these homeless dudes, and Marge is so fucking against it, and she's like, I'll let you do it if you see a doctor. And he's like, woohoo! And she's like, a competent doctor, and he's like, ah. So they go see Dr. Hibbert, and Dr. Hibbert goes, Homer can actually be a boxer because he has this rare disease called Homer Simpson's disease that protects your brain. And he's like, Homer Simpson's disease? Why me? So
It's a great episode. Dude.
he becomes a boxer, and it's his first day of training, and he goes to train with Moe, and they're in the ring, and Moe got the mitts up, and Homer got the gloves on, and Homer throws a right, and as he's throwing it, a fly lands on the mitt, and Homer punches the mitt. You think he's gonna squish the fly, and he pulls his hand off, and the fly goes flies away. And Moe looks at the fly, and he's like, "What the fuck?" And he looks back, and Homer's laid up on the ropes, and he's like, "Okay, hold on, go a second."
He's like, all right, I'll give you a minute.
He keeps trying to get up. So Moe's like, all right, Homer, your strength isn't like being athletic. You're just going to let the guy punch you in the face until he gets tired.
And then push him over.
And then push him. So he does that. He boxes his way through the bum circuit. And Lucius Sweets, who's basically Don King, right? That's his name?
Yeah.
Don King and Mike Tyson.
He comes in and he's like, I want Homer Simpson to box Dredrick Tatum, who's basically Mike Tyson.
Basically Mike Tyson.
And and he's like, oh, I'm gonna get paid mad money, and Moe's like, he'll flustigate him, and he's like, I just need him to last 3 rounds. I think this guy can last 3 rounds. He got Homer
3 rounds, Moe. 3 rounds.
He got Homer Simpson disease, and he's like, 3 rounds, Moe. And so they box. They go and box, and the bell rings, and instantly Homer gets punched by fucking Dredrick Tatum, and he's completely knocked out on his feet.
Fucked up, dude.
He's completely 100% knocked out on his feet, and the whole crowd's there. The fight doctor's there. He's like, kill him. So Dredrick Tatum is taking a break mid-round to talk to Charlie Sheen.
That's right.
And Homer Simpson's just over in the corner like this.
Yeah,
and so the fight doctor comes over to Dredrick Tatum and Charlie Sheen. You're like, all right, guys, break it up. Like if you had time to talk to this guy during the fight, always fucking made me laugh. And Marge had confronted Moe, and now about this is not a good idea. Now it's like weighing on Moe's mind. He feels bad.
It's called guilt,
she's yelling, he's not gonna get tired! You have to fight back!
And he's like,
that blue cactus is right.
So Homer, he's like so dead, but he has strength for one more punch, and he lines up this fucking great punch, and he throws it at Dredrick Tatum slow motion, and misses him by a mile, and Dredrick Tatum just goes like this, and punches Homer in the top of his head. And he's like,
he gets so fucked up.
And he's about to die, basically, and that's when Moe comes in and scoops him up, and they fly to safety.
He's got like the little mini self-helicopter there.
Yeah.
And he's like, aren't you going to be in trouble because you owe mad people money? And he's like, don't worry. Like, I got you, Homer. I got you.
All right, what's the next one?
That's a great episode.
Bang, bang, bang.
Oh, Beer Baron. Motherfucking Beer Baron, that's you, homie.
Oh my God. Maz the Racer in the chat says a good one that we don't, that's not right, but it's a good answer. I have to go and check the other ones, but he says, how about the episode where Homer and Grandpa go around selling the tonic?
Yeah, the love tonic.
Yeah.
That's a great episode. That was almost on my list, dude.
Let me tell you.
That's a great episode, dude.
So right here, the Beer Baron.
He's like, hey, you, sir, you look like you need help with satisfying your woman in the bed. And the guy slugs him. That's a fucking great episode, dude.
That's a great way to introduce yourself.
That is a great episode. And then Grandpa's like, give me that. You don't know how to sell anything.
So this is another one, the Beer Baron episode, that I think is always one of the best ones, where Rex Banner comes to town to shut down Homer's illegal, the next one, Homer's illegal fucking homemade booze.
It's like prohibition.
Yeah, they had prohibition, basically.
And remember, Homer, your homemade liquor is exploding again.
No, it's not.
The best part of this episode is when Marge go to the next photo real quick, bud. When Marge catches him sneaking these bowling balls of liquor out, and she's like, "What's up with all these bowling balls?" And Moe's like, "I'm not gonna lie to you, Marge." And then he just walks out.
He walks away and he doesn't say shit. He didn't lie to her. He didn't say her. Tell her.
One of these days, I'm gonna catch you. No, he's like, no, you're not. Yes, I am. No.
Yeah, Rex Banner's up in the looking over at Springfield, and he's go back to the Rex Banner 2 photos back. Rex Banner's looking over at Springfield like, I'm gonna get you, Beer Baron. He's talking to himself, but out loud. And in the distance, you hear Homer go,
"No, you're not.
No, you're not."
And he goes, "Yes, I am." And I was like,
"No." Brilliant, dude. It's a great episode.
Well, we got some more coming in here. Quarantine Cody. The Beer Baron, definitely one of the best, but you didn't guess that one. It's definitely one of the best episodes. Got to go get ready for the IndyCar Garage tomorrow night at 6. Love these shows. Have a great night. Shout out to Quarantine Cody.
Shout out to Quarantine Cody. Thank you for coming and visiting and watching the Mind Your Man podcast.
We can move on from the Beer Baron. That was a good one. But that's one of my favorite ones.
Oh my God, mine. Homer the Great, man. The Stonecutters, dude. This is a great episode.
This is basically the Masons.
Yeah,
the Freemasons.
This
That's
is such a great. He tries so hard to get involved with the, like they're all getting to work faster with the express lane. He has to sit through traffic, and it's like his house is literally right there. This is such a great episode. And then they're like, he finally breaks in. Oh no, because his father's grandpa's a cutter, and he gets in because of that, and he fucks up.
He's like, legacy.
And they're like, attach the stone of shame. He's naked, pulling the stone of shame, and then they see the stonecutter birthmark. And they're like, oh my God, he's the chosen one. Remove the stone of shame. Attach the stone of triumph. And it's a bigger stone, and he has to drag it. Oh my God, it's a great. Patrick Stewart. is the voice of
Oh yeah, okay.
Professor X.
All right, here's a great answer for the
Always ends up
chat.
on top in the end.
For our last giveaway, since no one got the last giveaway, we're gonna try to give it one away.
Two roaches.
How did Homer find out where Lenny and Carl were going? How did Homer find out where they were going for their stonecutter meeting?
Dun, dun, dun.
How did he
You got a
find
blind
out?
roach, a joint roach, and a magnet.
It's when Homer is working with Lisa on her homework, and she's talking about pie as in pie, and Homer's thinking about pie.
So in the chat, you got the question. How did Homer find out
About the stonecutter.
about the stonecutters where they were meeting? Where Lenny and Carl met the stonecutters. All right, next episode.
Alright, this is.
My last one.
The original lean.
Flamin' Moe's,
Someone
baby.
was asking about Flamin'
Yeah,
Yeah,
Moe.
right here. Yeah.
Flamin' Moe's,
Got
homie.
some Flamin' Moe.
Come on, man. That's the original Weekend Warrior right there, dude. Straight up, dude. He just grabbed every booze in the house, and then he was like, "Oh shit, I grabbed the costume. Fuck it." And he
West Side,
and then
Weekend Warriors.
he tasted it, and he
That's
goes,
all
"Ah, it's all right."
right.
And then Selma's cigarette
Can't do it.
dropped in it and lit it on fire.
My hood is.
And then he went, "Oh
There we
shit,
go.
this shit's bomb, dude."
All
What?
right.
Remember?
I feel like
Then
that's
after
good.
that's why he called it a Flamin' Homer.
Weekend Warriors.
So
Amazon
this
And then
is-
the guy at the bar tasted it, and he goes, "What is this?" And he goes, "Oh, it's a Flamin' Moe. It's a Flamin' Moe. That's
Boom.
me. I'm Moe. I invented it, and I'm the guy who invented it."
Truth hip hop consciousness
Another
got the
best friend
answer.
stabbing him in the back.
What was the answer?
Make a bucket of paint on the bottom of their car, and he followed them.
Yep. Okay, so hit us up on the Monumenters, Instagram or Facebook with your information. Make sure you
With
tell us
that-
what you won.
in the chat.
You
Tell us
won
what you won.
two blunt pin roaches and a magnet.
And a magnet.
Bing, bing.
So cool, you won. That's awesome. The Flaming Moe, we showed him the drink.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I did.
The Flaming Moe. That's what we had. A question earlier to win the Moe toy was what did he steal from his friend? And that was
somebody won it.
yeah, that was the
He
question.
stabbed him in the back.
That's a great Aerosmith. Aerosmith's in it. A local legend around here.
Aerosmith, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're legends everywhere, I guess.
Yeah, but they're a
Okay.
local legend because we're
Yeah,
from
yeah,
Mass.
yeah,
So
exactly. Yeah.
you know what
All
I
right,
mean?
so what's the next one?
Some of us are.
This is
Bing,
great.
bing,
dude.
bing. We
Oh,
did the
we just did the
giveaway.
giveaway.
We just did the way.
Oh, characters you love to hate.
That's what we threw in there.
Oh man, I know.
Characters
mine.
I love to hate. Quick, off the top. Mine is Mrs. Lovejoy.
Oh, boom.
And this isn't a lie. Hers is.
Mr. Lovejoy.
How crazy is that?
Because he's a hypocrite. He be the preacher, but he be the one that's hating the
How long have we
most.
been?
His wife is a
How
gossiper,
long have we been
and then
on?
he just be
Like
hating.
240?
He hates Flanders. and he's
Um,
like his best person.
Yeah. He really doesn't like Flanders
Joe?
that much. I hate Sherry and Terry. Oh man, they're just like creepy as fuck. I know they're based off the Shining twins. Like they're just creepy as fuck, dude. They love Bart. Oh man.
all right, so how about we hear from Bobo about his favorite episode real quick?
I say this is the last giveaway right here.
No, I got some more seeds.
Oh yeah, but this is the big one. We got.
Yeah, that's the big one. That's why we gotta have Bobo up here. I always love this photo of Quimby.
Yeah. Quimby growing the chronic in his closet.
Mm-hmm.
Cause like that's every first grower. That's you right there, 100%, dude.
Yeah.
You've ever grown weed? This is your first one, or in the woods behind your house.
Okay.
Because that's the first. I grew a seed in my windowsill. I popped it up in a cup, and then I went out and grew it in the woods, and it grew like 6 feet. And I tried to smoke the leaves, and I didn't get high. I just got sick.
He's like, I didn't get high. I just got sick.
I didn't know all about the bud and shit. I just was like, I could smoke the leaves, right?
So is this Bobo?
Yeah,
So-
it takes a while.
Of course, you know, one of my favorite, probably my favorite Simpsons episode is Home Palooza. You know, they really stretched it out with that one. So, just to have Cypress be represented in such an iconic show is incredible. You know, there's a few other episodes, but that one, of course, you know, that stands out. There's probably one other that where Lisa, she was playing saxophone everywhere. You know, I don't know the name of that episode, but she was playing like she was up and started taking lessons or hanging out with this jazz guy. So you know, it kind of made her like hip. And I thought it was cool to interject the jazz thing, you know. So I know this is probably taking too damn long, but that's what's up. On your man, this podcast. Shouts out to this DL and the crew, and enjoy your special gift of the Cypress Hill Simpsons drawing collab with Homer all tatted up by my man Indo Joe. Peace.
Thank you, Eric Bobo.
So that's cool. That's what Eric Bobo's favorite episode was Homer Palooza.
That's dope, man.
It's definitely fucking a super classic episode.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love that shit. All right,
So we're gonna give the painting away.
Yeah.
We don't. That painting's getting given away tonight at the end of the show.
Oh, we're still rolling, I think.
Oh yeah.
So here we go with our extras.
I'm still boozing, man.
Yeah, I say we keep going. Let Tanya talk about this. Did you ever see this?
No, this one's you.
No, I know. Did you ever see this episode?
I don't think I've seen this episode.
This is just a cutaway. They're talking about him being a dirtbag on the news, and like then it cuts to the news in the back of the
the TV in his house.
in the back, and he is like watering his weed plants.
He's a horticulturist. That's nice.
All right, cool. I don't know.
Hey,
This was my favorite catchphrase. I picked excellent. I don't know. This is the one I think of the most when I think of The Simpsons. What was yours, Ben?
and the Homer
You know I'm all about food. If you didn't notice, my homemade scrunchie is the favorite donut of The Simpsons.
Oh shit.
Okay,
The pink donut.
so that was mine.
Dude, I gotta admit about the pink donut. For a cartoon donut, that looks fucking
That
good,
shit looks
man.
good. Maybe
I
we
love
need to
strawberry donuts from Dunkin's. Excuse me, just burped. And
I
it tastes
don't,
disgusting.
but I will eat one if it looks like the Simpsons donut.
That shit was bomb, dude.
It's
They're
mental
Universal Studios, where the Simpsons thing is. I've seen it on YouTube. You can get a donut that's like this big, and it looks like that with the pink and shit. I'm like, makes me want to go there, but this whole coronavirus fucked the country up. Thank you, China.
And I believe Mr. DL.
Joe's is the next one.
I got two again. I cheated.
What's the first one?
Wait.
It's got to be Nelson, right?
So Nelson, haha, we don't have it. It's all good.
Oh, I mean, come on, man. Is there a better laugh? I mean,
No, there isn't.
when you hear it, you instantly,
don't even have
you
to see
instantly
him
know
on
who
camera.
it is. Yeah, you know
Exactly.
who it is. And then my second favorite catchphrase is, "Hi, everybody!
Oh,
Hi,
yeah.
Dr.
That's
Nick!"
the dentist. The
Yeah,
dentist
yeah,
slash doctor
Exactly,
slash.
yeah.
He does everything.
If I went into a room with 30 people and I just yelled out, "Hi, everybody!" There's got to be one person that's gonna yell, "Hi, Dr. Nick!"
All right.
I think someone would have remembered.
Earlier in the podcast.
Uh-oh.
Are you ready, babe? Bam, 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 bam. Earlier in the podcast, Eric Bobo said that we were going to be giving away this Cypress Hill Simpsons mashup by Indo Joe.
That's
I
me.
am
710
Joe,
on
710.
Instagram, who is right here, okay? But we're not going to do that. I'm going to keep it. No, I'm just joking. We're going to give it away. The first contest for this, if you don't get it, we will try to keep letting you get it. In this episode, right, when we had Eric Bobo on,
I talked about it.
Joe said the 3 bands that he played drums on their albums. He said it in the interview live. I heard him say it.
Come on, man. It's real quick, man. If you know Eric Bobo and his work, it's really easy.
It's really easy.
Really
He's a
easy, dude.
percussionist.
So to say,
3 bands.
I'm gonna come closer with this because it's
3
super dope.
bands.
Get a little
This is
closer.
custom. This is custom right here.
Dude, there's Simpsons.
One of a
There's
kind.
Cypress Hill tats.
One of a kind.
He's got a Cypress
And
Hill
don't just
shirt.
send
He's
10.
got fucking Adidas on. He's got fucking a joint in his mouth. He's got an earring. He's got gold teeth. There's weed plants in the background. The Cypress Hill logo. There ain't. If you're a Cypress Hill and a Simpsons fan, you can't get no better.
Come on, man. This is coming. Let us know in the chat before we sign off. Boom. If you don't win, we'll try to give it away again. But we said it. We said
Bailey
it.
knows who it is.
Oh, Bailey knows who it is.
He does. He's ready.
So yeah, we're trying to give away stuff every week. I want to make sure you guys always follow us on. These are all our Instagrams right here. Personal Instagrams.
MYSTERDL, Chef Tanya Nicole, Medical Edibles, Medical Edibles with 3 M's, and Endojoe, INDOJOE 710 for all the artwork. All the artwork you see here, he's done. He does private
Custom
contracts, so let him know.
These are all the things for our show. We are Mind Your Manners Podcast on Instagram. We're Best Podcast Out on Twitter. And we also have an Instagram for our comedy show on Amazon Prime, The Weekend Warriors. So please subscribe. And make sure you share this. Make sure you tell your friends. And thank you for being with us. This was awesome.
I hope somebody got it right.
Someone got it right?
I hope somebody did.
The Insane OG Be Real Remix from Sweetwater Brewing Company. We also have Ashley Valentine for our female viewers, as well as all of you. You should get something good for your lady.
Get it for
Ashley
your chick,
Valentine shop on
Instagram. You want
Instagram.
your chick to look good, man. Come on.
AshleyValentine.com.
Right?
And go ahead and find your local retailer of Insane OG at the Sweetwater Brewing Company. Sweetwater.com. This is Chef Tanya Nicole. And Dojo 710 and Mr. DL, this is the Mind Your Manners podcast.
Should we give them another 30 seconds? I think we should give them 30 more seconds
They
to
can
guess
have
it.
all the time in the world. There are viewers. Whatever you
I want them to have that. I want them to guess it. I want someone to guess it. I thought that was a good answer because it.
Let's see. DJ
Shout out if you know what I'm talking about.
What is the question again, please?
The question again will be, what are the 3 bands that Eric Bobo has done drums for?
That we mentioned on the podcast.
We mentioned on the podcast.
We mentioned it on the podcast.
There are 3 bands.
Mr. Eric Bobo.
So let's just tell them good night then. I guess we'll check in the
Buenas
chat. We love you guys. Mind Your Manners podcast. We out.
Thursday at 7.
Thursdays at 7. Peace.
Eastern Standard Time.
What she said.